What is going on, everyone? Thanks for joining me here today. If you are new here, thank you so much for joining me. And if you are returning, then thank you so much for coming back today. We've got a few different topics to run through with you guys. It's a bit of an earlier live stream than I normally do, but I wanted to do it now instead of later. And then I also am planning on doing one Monday night as well and try and get back in the groove of doing these. So today I'll run you through the topics that we have. We've got a few different ones. If you guys saw my live stream from, I believe it was either Wednesday or Thursday, um, I did kind of talk about most of the stuff I'm going to be talking about here. So looking at what we have today, obviously we have a lot of Tarek Skubal talk. Was yesterday his final game as a Detroit Tiger. We'll kind of go through that. Some Jalen Duren updates. Not too much. New information's come out over the last few days, but we did obviously get a big update a few days ago. I forget when it was exactly. We obviously had the Lou Dort trade. I talked about this earlier on. I believe, yeah, it was Wednesday. It might have been Thursday, but I want to kind of talk about that again. In case, obviously, if we get anyone new in here that wasn't here on any of my last couple of streams. And because the last couple of streams I've done, I've been kind of at weird times. And then I also have a couple Detroit Lions topics in here. We have I want to ask you guys which Lions player you guys think will have a bigger impact than what most people would expect. So we'll see. Oops, sorry about that. We'll see if we get some people in here. It is kind of earlier on a, I mean not earlier, but like earlier than I normally stream on a Saturday. So I really don't know if we'll get many people in here. But either way, I'll be back on Monday night at 10 p.m. as well if you guys want to be there. I have some Jahmyr Gibbs stuff to talk about and some Detroit Tigers related stuff. And then I also have another couple questions for you guys. What would you rank Jameson Williams when it comes to wide receiver twos in the NFL? And then also, what would you rank the Detroit Pistons in the Eastern Conference? We'll talk about that. Obviously, we had the big news with Patty Kane heading out back to the Blackhawks. And then the big LeBron James news. And we'll definitely talk about that a lot. I think that'll be one of the main subjects, but I'll probably save that for last. But yeah, we'll go ahead though and start from the top. And as always, if you're watching this, feel free to leave anything down in the chat. It can be whatever I'm talking about, or it can be anything random as well. I respond to everything. And if you're watching this after the live is over, then feel free to just comment something and I will 100% respond. Do not worry. But yeah, we'll go ahead and get started. We'll talk about Tarek Skubal first. And the main thing I wanted to mention here was, first of all, that he was phenomenal last night. I watched that game and it was very good. He pitched very well. He did give up a run in the, I think it was like the fourth inning, maybe fifth. But yeah, he pitched 7 1/3 of an inning, I believe, and ended up with 10 strikeouts, I believe, and that is now one shy of 1,000 career strikeouts for him. When it comes to Tarek Skubal, I really am hoping that we do keep him. Because from the sounds of it, I did read some reports on one of my last streams, but I don't think I have him on here anymore. Let me scroll down and see if I can. Yeah. Tarek Skubal did say that he wants to finish the season with the Detroit Tigers and compete for a World Series. And there was also some rumors going around that the Detroit Tigers they believe they can win the division and hold on to Tarek Skubal, and will hold on to Tarek Skubal for as long as possible. So we'll see what they are kind of thinking when it comes to him. I personally think your best option, if you're really serious about winning it this year, just keep him. And I mean, I think if you did trade him, you could still win it all. But with Tarek Skubal on this roster, I really do think that's going to give you an extra game that all you need is a couple decent hitters to step up. And when it comes to the playoffs, right? And then that'll give you an advantage in that series right away. And our other pitching has been very good as well lately. Montero's been all right. Melton's been solid. So we'll kind of see what it brings. But overall, I'm really thinking that the Detroit Tigers should just keep Tarek Skubal. That's my thoughts on that. So we can always circle back to any of these topics. We're going to move on to Jalen Duren, who still has yet to sign with the Detroit Pistons. Now, if you weren't here for any of my last couple of streams, we did talk about that. There was an announcement or a report that there will not be a deal. There will not be a deal coming in the next probably week or two. It's probably going to go into deep August. And honestly, it's a little bit alarming, but also, I will say this. I did hear last night that, Jalen Duren is asking for 5 years, $287 million, which If you don't know what that equates to, that is damn near 60 million a year. And that is more than what Victor Wembanyama is making. That's actually more than I think maybe more than what Cade Cunningham's making too. I forget what his contract is. He's basically asking for top 5 player in the league money. To me, that is absolutely outrageous. I love Duren. He's one of my favorite players, and I obviously hope we keep him. To ask for 5 years, $287 million after that playoff performance that you just had, I think has got to be one of the most ridiculous things that I have ever heard in my life. Now, again, I get he was an all-star, all-NBA player, but you were a third-team all-NBA player. You barely made the all-star game. The only reason you made the all-star game was because there was a couple of injuries with guys like Tatum, Halliburton, and I get like that sense. He was a very important player this year. He did very well. I believed he averaged like 15 and 11 or something like that. But does that really equate to 5 years, $287 million? I do not think so. So if anyone in here wants to give me their thoughts on that demanding or that asking price from Duren, I'd love to hear it, because I personally think that's got to be one of the craziest things I've ever heard. I was thinking, he'd probably ask for 5 years, $200 million, and I was like, you know what, maybe I'd give that to him. But honestly, no. I honestly don't even know if I'd give him that. I was hoping to get him for like 3 years, 187 million or something like that, which would be a little under 40 mil. Now, when you look at Walker Kessler's contract for the Utah Jazz, he got signed to the Lakers. He is getting about 32.5 million per year. Now, him and Duren were in the same draft class. They have very similar stats. Duren is probably a little better. So yeah, I'd be fine with giving Duren a little north of that. I would say I've been saying the whole offseason, my maximum that I'll give Duren is 35 million a year. And if you're going to give him a 5-year contract, that is going to equate to about just under $200 million a year. I believe it would be somewhere around like 175 million over 5 years. That would be my ideal contract for Duren. Now, he's asking for over $100 million. He's asking for almost double that. That is crazy. So when it comes to Jalen Duren, I think that asking for $287 million over 5 years is crazy. I don't know. If anyone in here wants to give me their thoughts on that, let me know. I think that is just absolutely bonkers. Like, for a player who, I get was all NBA, all-star player, but to underperform like that in the playoffs and then go out here and ask for $287 million, which again, like, he's asking for like more money than what Victor Wembanyama is getting right now. I think Cade Cunningham's contract is pretty close to that too, and he's nowhere near as important or as good as what guys like Cade Cunningham are. Jalen Duren shouldn't even be in that conversation for that much money. The fact that he's even asking for over $200 million, I think, is pretty crazy. He's almost asking for $300 million. But yeah, let me know what you guys think. If anyone in here is here in the live, here after the live's over, let me know what you guys are thinking about this. I think that's crazy. Again, if you didn't hear what I was saying, I said 5 years, $287 million. Is what Duren's asking price is, and the Pistons are apparently about $100 million off from that, which again, I said I'd probably give them about $175 million over 5 years, which equates to about $35 million a year. That'd be my ideal contract. I mean, I'd love it to be less than that, but I think that's probably what I would offer him. But Duren is currently asking for damn near $60 million a year. Like, can you believe that? I just can't believe that. That's crazy to me. But yeah. We'll move on though from that. We'll circle back, I'm sure, if we get some more people in here. But looking at our next topic, we do have this Lou Dort trade I wanted to just quickly cover again. I've talked about it in the last couple streams, but for anyone in here who may be watching maybe at a different time or didn't watch that part. Basically, what my thoughts on this trade are that this was a very even trade all the way around. I think all three teams got what they wanted. OKC freed up more cap space, right? They did it with Aaron Wiggins, Isaiah Joe, and now they freed up a little more space in their cap, and then also got 3 more second-round picks. I think they have like 7 of them coming into next year. And then we also had Atlanta getting Lou Dort, who's a very experienced veteran wing and a very, very good defender. And then along with Ryan Nembhard, who is a solid backup guard. I remember watching him. I believe he was on Creighton back in college. He's solid. And then Dallas also getting Zachary Wasatcher, who is a former number 1 pick, never really hit his stride, but I think Dallas could definitely get that out of them. And Dallas will be an interesting team next year. I think that they're looking like a borderline playoff team if they can stay healthy. I don't know though. We'll see. But overall, yeah, I'm thinking this is one of the more even trades that I've seen. I think all three teams really benefited from this. I don't think there's really a loser. I think Dallas is, they're looking to add more talent, maybe a guy that they can just take a chance on and see what he can do, right? So, yeah, if anyone in here wants to let me know their thoughts on the trade, let me know. Otherwise, all we've talked about so far has just been Tarek Skubal. My thoughts are Detroit keeps him. We talked about the Jalen Duren contract, what he was asking, his asking price was, and then we also are talking about this Lou Dort trade. So let me know if you guys have any thoughts on any of that. But overall, that's really all I got for this trade. So we'll move on from that. We'll talk about this right here, which I'm excited to talk about. And what I wanted to mention, first of all, was that I threw Isaac Tesla up here because I think a lot of people are expecting him to have a better year next year. He's not my pick. So for Lions players that will have a bigger impact than what people expect, there's a couple names that come to me. Now, number one overall is going to be Ennis Rakestraw. I think we need to see Ennis Rakestraw blossom this year. Like this has to be his year to shine because he's going into year 3. He has yet to play for us basically at all. And he was doing really well last year in training camp. It sounded like he might, even take over a starting role at some point because he was looking very good, and then he got injured. And he was injured his whole rookie year as well. It sucked to see, but for me, Ennis Rakestraw has to prove himself this season. Like I think he's going to be the one that has higher impact. Don't rule out Keith Abney either, another rookie guy who I think could be very good, and probably rotate in there a little bit. But outside of that, I think if you're looking at impact, I think you have to look at Malcolm Rodriguez or Jimmy Rolder. I think those two could have a way higher impact than what most people think. And then also Thomas Harper. That's a big one. He is probably going to be our starting safety, and I'm fine with that because I think he's pretty good. Now, it sounds like I do have big news, Kirby Joseph related, and I'll talk about that here in just a moment. But if you guys didn't hear, I guess I'll just say it now that we're talking about the Lions. Kirby Joseph sounds like he is very optimistic about participating in the training camp this offseason, meaning that he should be back by week 1 if everything goes right. Because if he's obviously participating and he gets clear for training camp, that means he's probably good enough to go and play. So from the sounds of it, it sounds like Kirby Joseph is trending in the right direction. So that's exciting to see. Obviously hoping to see that go well. But yeah, outside of that, I'm trying to think if I have any other players that have a higher impact than most people think. Not much comes to mind, but yeah, overall, I mean, Tesla definitely is in there too, but I think we all kind of expect him to have a better year this year, so we'll see. But we'll move on from that, and we have some Jahmyr Gibbs talks to have because the main thing I want to mention about him is that with his contract extension coming up, Bijan Robinson has his contract extension coming up. The Detroit Lions need to give Gibbs his contract extension as fast as they can. If they wait too long, Bijan's going to get a crazy deal because the Falcons, they worship him, right? He's like their only player. I mean, they have a couple of, Drake London's all right. Kyle Pitts is okay, but like they don't really have much compared to us, right? So when it comes to Jahmyr Gibbs, I think the Lions absolutely need to give him a contract extension as fast as possible so that way when Bijan Robinson gets his, because Bijan Robinson's going to get paid a lot. For me, I'm hoping to give Gibbs like a 3-year extension of like $66 million, so like $22 million a year. That's kind of my hopes. Could it be north of that? Yes. Could it be south of it? Maybe. I'm thinking Bijan Robinson's going to probably get anywhere from 25 to 30, which is crazy for a running back, right? I mean, you just don't see that. I'm probably wrong, but I could definitely see the Falcons overpaying Bijan Robinson, even though he is a very good player. You just don't see running backs getting paid that much, and the thing is that Bijan and Gibbs are your top 2 in the league, right? Like, you could alternate either one of them for number 1 and number 2 in the league. And to me, I think the Lions should be the first to make this contract extension so that they can get Gibbs on a better deal. Because whichever one gets signed first, here's the thing. This is why I'm saying this. When it comes to the contract extension, whichever player gets the the contract extension first, the other player is going to ask for more. So if Bijan gets a contract extension, Gibbs is probably going to ask for more, or the same. And the same thing goes for Gibbs. If Gibbs gets a contract extension, Bijan's probably going to ask for more or the same. So I think the Lions would benefit if they just go out, they re-sign Gibbs now, and just secure that before anything else happens, right? You don't want to have to overpay for a running back, even though obviously I would give Gibbs whatever he wants. He's probably our best player on the team, I would say. So that's my thoughts on that. If anyone in here has any thoughts on it, let me know. Let me know if you agree with me. Let me know if you disagree. But overall, that's kind of where I'm at. But yeah, outside of that, we have a little Tigers talk. And as always, if you guys have anything you want to talk about, it doesn't have to be the topic I'm talking about. Let me know. But yeah, we were just kind of talking about Jahmyr Gibbs and his contract extension. That's probably coming up pretty soon. Here, I'll run you through the topics so far. If anyone new is in here that wants to talk about anything, thank you guys for being here, by the way. Make sure to hit that like button if you're feeling up to it. And also, almost to 1,000 subscribers, so if you want to help out, make sure to hit that sub button. But so far, we have talked about Tarek Skubal, Jalen Duren contract negotiations, and what his asking price was, the Lou Dort trade, and then we also had which Lions player do you think will have a bigger impact than what most people would expect. And then we talked about Jahmyr Gibbs and his contract extension. That's probably coming up pretty quick here. Maybe before the season starts, maybe not. We'll see. But yeah, that's what we talked about so far. So if you guys want to go back to any of those, let me know. But overall, we'll move on to the Detroit Tigers, who did lose today. They did lose to the Royals, I believe is who they're playing right now. And they won yesterday 2-1. Obviously, Tarek Skubal had a great game. And then today, they ended up losing 3-2. So the hitting's been a little bit of a struggle so far this series, but overall, I think I'm still confident in them to make the playoffs. They've been playing very well lately. I don't know the exact number. Let me look at the MLB standings to see how far out they are. But as of right now, for the Tigers' sake, I really think that they're on track to probably make the playoffs, right? Like I've been saying this for the last week or two now. Like they're back in, and they've been looking a lot better. They've been showing that they are kind of doing what they did the last couple of seasons, where they make a little comeback. So as of right now, the Minnesota Twins are only one game ahead of us, and then we're also about 4 games down from the Guardians. And then we are 5.5 down from first place in the ALC. So they're in it, right? They've won 6 of their last 10, and they are currently 15-55. They need to obviously the loss today was that sucked, but overall, I mean they are right in this, right? They needed to win today to tie it up with the Twins, but overall, they are right in it for the playoff spot. Will they win the division? I don't know. Again, they're 5.5 games down. It's going to be, they still have plenty of time to come back from that, but overall, we will have to wait and see. But we'll see how they do the rest of this coming week, and hope for the best. But yeah, we'll move on from that. Now, obviously, if there's anyone in here that wants to answer this, let me know, but I'll give you my thoughts as well, obviously. So when it comes to Jameson Williams, what would you rank him when it comes to wide receiver 2s in the NFL? What is he? Is he a top 5? Is he a top 3, top 2, top 1? I'm going to go out and say he is at least top 3 wide receiver 2 in the NFL. My reasoning for that is not just because of how dynamic he is as a player when it comes to catching and speed, but it really comes down to me what he does without the ball as well. He is able to open up the middle of the field so much because he draws the safety help almost every single time that he is running routes, right? So if you throw JMO on a streak downfield, on a go route, whatever, the safety is going to have to come to help because he's too fast. Corners can't keep up with him. Safeties are always going to draw, and what that does is that frees up space for guys like Amon-Ra St. Brown, Sam Laporta, Jahmyr Gibbs. And that is why our offense works so well. Jameson Williams is the key to the Detroit Lions offense when it comes to opening up, especially the middle of the field, and just like those short routes. And you know how much Jared Goff loves those little short passes to Amon-Ra St. Brown. Sam Laporta. And Jamison Williams is the key to all of that. The way that he opens up the short end of the field and the middle of the field by taking that safety, drawing him away, it's insane. So for me, I would say you can argue top one. I would probably say top three, wide receiver two. If you guys can name any wide receivers that are better than Jamison Williams, let me know. I personally couldn't. I probably could only maybe name. I mean, the only ones up for debate, you have like Jordan Addison, T. Higgins, which I would put JMO probably over both of them now. You can, I don't know, like even, now that AJ Brown's off the Eagles, you can't even say Devontae Smith anymore. Yeah, like it, honestly, to me, Jamison Williams has got to be top three, no doubt. I'm definitely probably forgetting one team out there that's got like a stacked receiving roster, but let me know what you guys think. Do you guys agree? Is Jamison Williams a top three wide receiver two in the NFL, or do you think he's top one? I think you can argue and say at this point, going into this season, that he could be top one. So let me know what you guys think. I'm going to say probably number one. Maybe I'm biased. But again, it's not just about how dynamic he is as a playmaker. You can do a pitch, you can get him, on a jet sweep. You can bomb it to him downfield. You can get him on a slant. You can get him on a out route. It really doesn't matter. He is so dynamic. His route running is amazing. And his hands have gotten so much better over the last couple of years as well. But it's also just about the way that he can open up and create space across the middle of the field. That's the main thing that I absolutely love when it comes to Jamison Williams, is his ability to open up that space in the middle of the field. So if you guys have anything to say about that, let me know. But yeah. And before we do move on to the next topic, if anyone is in here, make sure to hit that like button. It will help me out. And if you feel up to it, please do hit that subscribe button. We're close to 1,000 subscribers. We'll move on, though, from that topic unless you guys have anything to say. But my next topic is the Detroit Pistons. What would you rank them when it comes to the Eastern Conference? The Pistons are a top what when it comes to the Eastern Conference? I'm going to say, as of right now, with the roster we have, I'm going to go top five. It's hard to really rank as of right now, obviously, before the season starts, because you're going to have the Eastern Conference is going to look so much different this year with the 76ers and what they just did. And then you look at the Miami Heat and what they just did. And you still have to deal with teams like the Knicks, the Cavs, the Magic, who didn't really do much this offseason, but in the same sense, were teams that gave us trouble. I mean, the Knicks didn't, but they just won the finals. So you have to throw them in there. So that's five teams right there that you could probably potentially put over the Detroit Pistons. And then not to mention teams like the Raptors, who could be solid. I think the Wizards could be solid this coming year. Would I put them above the Pistons? Probably not. I'm trying to think of who else I'm forgetting. Even the Pacers could be sneaky this year. And but yeah, I mean, again, the Pistons were the number one seed this past year. Now, were they the number one seed because there was a lot of injuries in the East? Maybe. I don't really think so. I think the Pistons were really that good this year. I think they could have competed for a final, a championship. I think all we needed to do was win that Cavs series, and I think we could have gave the Knicks a run for their money. But when it comes to the Detroit Pistons, I mean, they upgraded their shooting a ton. They upgraded their shooters. They got, I mean, I wouldn't say a ton, but again, they got another shot creator, Nabuka Okori. I don't know how much he'll play this year. They went out and got Isaiah Joe, John Collins. That's an upgrade, in my opinion, from Tobias Harris a little bit. And then also Isaiah Joe will absolutely help us shooting-wise. We're hoping to see guys like Ron Holland progress when it comes to shooting, maybe Asar Thompson too. Right now for the Pistons, the only thing is we need to re-sign Duren. If we can just get Duren re-signed and back in here, I think we'll be okay. But obviously we talked about that earlier. And if you guys have anything to say, I talked about his asking price was for the Detroit Pistons. And if you guys want to hear me go back and talk about that, let me know. It was bad. His asking price was very bad, but yeah. But overall, I'm going to probably say the Pistons are top five. Maybe I would argue top three. I think the 76ers have to take when it comes to the roster and who should have the best team, it should be the 76ers, right? No doubt about it. But I mean, Miami Heat got to be in the top five. I don't really think the Celtics, in my opinion, are going to be top five anymore. I think they might fall to like an 8 seed this year. We'll see. But outside of the Heat and the Sixers, I think you could probably throw the Pistons in there. Then you have probably the Knicks and the Cavs and the Magic, but it's going to be a stacked East this year. The Pistons could go, I would say, anywhere from a 5 to an 8 seed. But right now, my prediction is anywhere from a 3 to a 5 seed. I've got us at about like 54 wins this year. I don't think we'll hit 60 again. Maybe we'll get close, but I think 54 I'll be content with because that probably gets you a top 3 to 4 seed, maybe 5 at worst. And that should, give you a clear path to a conference finals, which, we can do anything with. So we'll see. But yeah, let me know what your guys' thoughts are on the Detroit Pistons. And once again, make sure to hit that like button if you want to help me out. And if you're feeling up to it, please do hit that subscribe button. We do have a couple more topics to run through. If you guys have anything you want to talk about, let me know. But I'll move on to the final 2 topics I have, and then I'll probably rerun and go through a couple others. But we do have, obviously, the news of, I'm not going to talk about this for very long. I just wanted to mention it. Patty Kane is heading back to the Chicago Blackhawks. And, that sucks, obviously, as a Red Wings fan, but we kind of saw it coming, right? We know Dylan Larkin's requesting trades. We know that Yzerman stepped down. It's kind of at the point where the Red Wings are going back into rebuild mode, it feels like, and it sucks because we were so close these last couple of years to making it, and we just couldn't quite get it done when it came to those last few weeks. But Patrick Kane is heading to the Blackhawks, so no longer a Detroit Red Wing. But obviously, thank you, Patty Kane, for your time. And now the final topic today, which is the one I'm most excited to talk about, is obviously LeBron James heading to the Philadelphia 76ers. And obviously, if anyone in here has any opinion on this, make sure to throw it down in that chat. I want to hear what you guys are thinking about this. I'll give you my thoughts. First and foremost, wow, like what a offseason if you are a 76ers fan. You went from being a number 6 seed this past year and beating your rival, the Boston Celtics, taking them down in a 7-game series that you were down 3-1 in. And, the Sixers were a team that I thought could do damage in the playoffs, but I never really would have thought would have beat or were they a 7 seed? They were a 7 seed, weren't they? Yeah. So not really a team that you'd expect to do what they did, right? Now, they did get swept by the Knicks, but so did the Cavs, and, the Spurs almost did as well. But when it comes to the Philadelphia 76ers, I don't think that you can sit here and tell me that this is not the best roster in the NBA. People like to say, oh, there's too many, shot chuckers, there's too much offense, whatever. They don't have enough depth. I've heard all the excuses. I personally you cannot look at that roster and tell me that this team does not have NBA Finals written on it. And it's not just because LeBron James is there. They were already probably a top 3 contender for the finals before he went there. But yes, LeBron James is going to benefit them because now they're going to have Dean Wade coming off the bench, who is a phenomenal defender, pretty solid role player. Your starting 5 is going to consist of Tyrese Maxey, VJ Edgecombe, Jaylen Brown, LeBron James, and Joel Embiid. You have 3 All-Stars on there, 1 rising star, and actually I think was Tyrese Maxey was he an All-Star? I forget. I don't think he was this past year, but you have at least 3 All-Stars on there with LeBron, Joel Embiid, Jaylen Brown, and then you add in Tyrese Maxey, who's a borderline All-Star, and then you add in VJ Edgecombe, who was literally a rising star this past year. I don't think you can look at this 76ers team and tell me that they are not a finals-worthy team. That's my opinion. I think they're the best team in the East, maybe best roster in the league. You look at that roster up and down, it's phenomenal. You literally do not have a single hole. And you look in the bench even. In the bench, you have a couple of solid players as well. Is it a very talented bench? No, but it's better than most, I'd say. Anthony Simons is a pretty solid role player. Dean Wade's a very solid role player. I think his name's like Adam Bona, like their backup center. He's solid too. Plus they have Janai Broom. And I'm probably forgetting a name or two, but overall I think that looking at that 76ers roster, it really is pretty scary to see, obviously as a Pistons fan, but in my opinion, I think that the 76ers, to go from what they had this past season, even a couple seasons ago, when they weren't even in the playoffs, like you went from literally a 7 seed to probably the best roster in the league. And in my opinion, like they locked in. I mean, you drafted Edgecombe last year, which was a great pick. He had a phenomenal rookie season. You already had Tyrese Maxey and Joel Embiid, who were, all-star, borderline all-stars. Joel Embiid just has a bit of an injury history, and then you add in, they went and traded for Jaylen Brown for absolutely nothing. two first round picks and Paul George, and then you go and you sign LeBron James. Like, I honestly, and the fact that LeBron James is going there is exactly what you need to know about why that 76ers team is probably the best team in the league. Because he would only choose the 76ers and go to Philly if he knew that was the best roster and the best chance he had to win it all. Is he ring chasing? Yes, he is, no doubt. And people should, I mean, I'll make fun of him for it, but again, it's his final season. I'm not going to sit here and tell a guy that literally dragged 3 different teams to the NBA Finals. I'm not going to sit there and say that he doesn't deserve to have one ring chasing season. He stayed loyal to the Lakers for the last 8 to 10 years. He was on the Cavs. He was on Miami. And for him to go to Philly, I was not expecting him to go to Philly, by the way. They were not even on my top 3. I thought for sure it was going to be Miami. I thought maybe Golden State. But overall, for LeBron James, I think he made a great decision if he wants to get a ring. If Joel Embiid stays healthy, I don't think that there's anyone stopping the 76ers. I think injuries are the only thing that's probably going to stop them. I think they have too much talent with Jaylen Brown, Edgecombe, Maxey, and LeBron, and now Joel Embiid as well, plus a solid bench. If they can avoid major injuries, I don't see anyone stopping them. But let me know what you guys think about that. I'm excited to see. I mean, even as a Pistons fan, I'm excited to see how that team works out. We've seen a few super teams in the past not work out. You look at the Phoenix Suns as of recent. Look at the Brooklyn Nets. They were very close. They just dealt with too many injuries. And trying to think of who else. What the other super teams were. Obviously, you had back in the past. You had the Thunder. But overall, when I look at the Philadelphia 76ers, I look at an absolute super team that does not have. Even when you looked at the Brooklyn Nets, right, when they had a super team with KD, Kyrie, James Harden, right, they really didn't have anything else. They did not have a great center. They did not have a great small forward, a great bench. Even the Phoenix Suns, when they had D-Book, Bradley Beal, and Kevin Durant, it was kind of a similar thing, right? Ayton wasn't really a great center. Now, they did make the finals, but I don't think that wasn't even with KD. So, I mean, you look at super teams in the past, and have they worked out? The Brooklyn Nets were close, right? They had a lot of injuries, so they didn't even have Harden in the playoffs, or I don't even think Kyrie was there. It was really just KD. But they were close. They were very, very close. And when it came to the Phoenix Suns, they never really got it going, but they still, obviously Bradley Beal was kind of a dud. But overall, when I look at the Philadelphia 76ers, I see a team that in a 7-game series, fully healthy. I mean, the Spurs, maybe. The Thunder, sure. The Knicks, and honestly, that's probably the only 3 teams I could name that will have a chance of beating them in a 7-game series. And again, only one of those was the Eastern Conference team. Could the Pistons do it? I mean, our defense is good enough, but I don't know if we'll be able to keep up with them scoring-wise. I don't know. We'll see. But overall, I think that's my final thoughts. I think Sixers got the best team in probably the league. Roster-wise, they look phenomenal up and down. I'm excited to see what they do. So let me know what you guys think. If you guys have any thoughts on it, I have said everything I have to say. So let me know if you guys have anything. Let me know if you guys have anything you want to say about that 76ers roster after adding LeBron the other day. It is looking like the 76ers might be pulling off a ring for the first time in 60 years? I forget when their last finals was. I know it's been 30 years since they even made a conference final. Or a final. Yeah, let me know if you guys have any thoughts. When it comes to the 76ers adding LeBron James, obviously we already know they had Jaylen Brown for a month now. That team is going to look scary, but yeah, that's all I have for you guys, though. So if anyone in here wants to talk about anything else before I go, I have talked about so far Tarek Skubal talk, Jalen Duren contract negotiations. We had some Lou Dort talk with that trade that went down. We had some Lions talk with Jahmyr Gibbs contract extension, Tigers talk. ranking Jameson Williams, ranking the Detroit Pistons in the Eastern Conference, Patty Kane leaving, and then obviously LeBron James and the Sixers. So if any of you guys want to discuss any of those, Andrew, what's good, man? Thanks for commenting. He said, I don't even think the East is close. Four guys that can beat you in Philly. They find the weakness and exploit it. It's exactly what I think, Andrew. Thank you for saying that. When you look at the Philadelphia 76ers, like I said, I really don't think it's close either. I think that when you look at the Western Conference, you have two solid teams in or two obviously phenomenal teams with the Spurs and the Thunder that might be able to take down the Sixers in the finals. But again, that wouldn't be until the NBA Finals. When it comes to the Eastern Conference, I really don't know if there's a team that can compete with them. I like the Knicks this past season. Look, the Knicks to me, I can't believe they won the finals. Credit to them, but like they were not that good in the regular season. When it came to the playoffs, they struggled against the Hawks and they were down 2-1 in that series, and then they just absolutely shredded the rest of the playoffs, right? They only lost one playoff game out of their last 14, 15 games. Like they went 14-1 to end the playoff. Like that is unreal. I don't know what happened with the Knicks, but again, like you said, Andrew, I think that when it comes to the Eastern Conference, like you said, it's not even close. You have four guys in Philly that can absolutely destroy you, and I'd go as far and say maybe even five. Like I mean, Joel Embiid is one of the top centers. Maxi's a very good point guard. Edgecombe can get it done as well. I mean, he's still developing, going into his second season, so he's not as much of a threat. But again, I mean, we saw what he did in the playoffs against the Celtics. He dropped 30 on them in one of those games. You have Jaylen Brown, who is an MVP candidate, and then now you're adding LeBron James, who, yeah, he might be older. He might be in his 24th, 25th season, whatever it is, but he is still a very good player and a phenomenal passer, rebounder, defender. It's not even close to me in the Eastern Conference. Like, if the 76ers stay relatively healthy, they'll be the one seed and they'll probably be in the NBA Finals. And, I'm not a huge fan of, like, the NBA super teams. To me, honestly, I'm glad that it's a different team, finally, instead of, like, the Lakers or, like, the Celtics or, like, just one of those teams. Like, to me, like, when the Nets had that super team, I was a huge fan of that. I know a lot of people hated them. I loved that because I'm a huge Kyrie fan, too. For the 76ers, I'm completely fine. The 76ers have not done anything in the NBA for a long time. Honestly, I'm all for it just to give LeBron James his last run at one. I think it's cool, but like again, I'm not a huge fan of super teams by any means. But yeah, thank you for the chat, Andrew. If anyone else, or if Andrew, if you have anything left to say, let me know. I can run you through the topics one more time, or if you have anything else you guys want to talk about as well. Let me check some real quick. Give me one moment. But yeah, if you guys have anything else you guys want to talk about again, I think we've discussed LeBron going to the Sixers. I think that it's honestly almost impossible if the 76ers stay healthy, that they're not, at least in the playoffs, but like obviously like they should be in the conference finals for sure. But yeah. But yeah, if you guys have anything left you guys want to talk about, let me know. It's been, I also do plan on streaming again on Monday night if you guys want to join up. Usually Monday nights we get quite a few people in here. Today, this is not the normal time I stream. I normally stream at like 10 o'clock at night on like weekdays. I just have nothing to do today, so I thought I might as well stream for like an hour real quick. But if you guys do want to see more and get in on some more conversations, we get usually like 10 people in here and we get a lot of conversations going. So if you guys want to join in on that, make sure to obviously help me out hitting that like button. And then if you could, please, if you're feeling up to it, hit that subscribe button. And that'll help you know next time I do end up going live. But I am planning on going live Monday night at 10 p.m. But yeah. If you guys have anything else you guys want to talk about, it doesn't have to be Detroit related. It can be anything related. If you guys have any thoughts on anything, let me know. Otherwise, I might find one or two more things I do want to mention, and then I'll probably head out. But before I do, let me see. What could we go back and talk about? I guess I'll go back and talk about the Duran stuff because I don't know if any of you guys were in here for that. So as of right now, Jalen Duran is apparently his. So between the negotiations with him and the Pistons front office, Jalen Duran's initial, not offer, but like his asking price was about 5 years, $287 million. That is to me as a Pistons fan absolutely, first of all, disrespectful, and second of all, hilarious. I think that him asking for that much money. Um, First of all, before I continue, Andrew said who will be the next GM for the Wings. Oh, that's a good question. I wish I could give you like a confident answer on that. Because with Eiserman stepping down, obviously, like he's been here for a while now. Detroit legend. I think a lot of people were kind of sad to see him go. Was it for the best? I don't know, but we have not made the Stanley Cup in a long time. It's been a long time, and we've been very close last couple of years. When it comes to the Red Wings, I don't know. I can't really give you any names because I honestly couldn't even imagine anyone other than Iserman. So I don't know. If there's any names that you think, Andrew, let me know. Let me see if I can. I'll try and think of one. I don't know. It's weird. Imagining anyone besides Iserman is crazy. But yeah, when did he step down? It was like a couple weeks ago, right? It was July 15th. So as of right now, it sounds like Chris Illich is the leading and ongoing, or CEO is he's leading an ongoing search for a replacement. And potential candidates include Chris Draper, Sean Horkoff. Yeah, I don't know. I couldn't give you a name that I would want. I probably would have just rather had Iserman stay, but I mean GMs are hard to find and replace, like especially a good one. So I don't know if you have any names, let me know. But yeah. But anyway, back to what I was saying about Jalen Duren. So as a Pistons fan, I personally thought that his asking price was obviously a slap in the face. It was to me pretty disrespectful to see him, a guy who struggled in the playoffs immensely. I thought it was absolutely hilarious to see him asking for 5 years, $287 million contract. Like to me, that is just insane. Yes, he was an all-star player. He was very good for the Pistons in the regular season. He had a nice year, but for him to struggle in the playoffs the way he did and then try and ask for that much money, I think is just hilarious. Again, I love Duren. I'm a huge fan. He isn't, I wouldn't say the most talented guy. He's not a great shooter. Honestly, his defense could see some improvements, but like overall, he's very important to the Pistons roster. The whole offseason was centered on keeping Duren, re-signing him, making sure that him and Cade continue that connection. And to me, that was the Pistons' main goal this offseason. And the fact that we haven't yet accomplished that, I think, is a little bit alarming. So for anyone in here, let me know what you guys think. Jalen Duren asking offer. He apparently is asking for 5 years, $287 million. That's the rumor. And I personally think it's hilarious. If you guys have any opinion on that, let me know. But yeah, I think that's crazy. Like for the way he performed, like again, he had a great season, but the way he performed in the playoffs. I also want to say this: 5 years, $287 million is currently more than what Victor Wembanyama is getting paid. Jalen Brunson, he's getting almost more money than probably what he would be getting, almost more money than what Cade Cunningham is. I forget exactly what his contract is, but like. I'm sorry, Duren. Sorry to break the news to you, but you are not a top 10 player in the NBA. You're probably, I don't even know if I'd say top 25. Yes, you did have a great year, and you're very important on this team when it comes to rebounding and lob threats, but you're not. I just don't think you're talented. He's not talented enough to deserve that kind of money. I was hoping to get him on like a 5 year, maybe $175 million deal, but from the sounds of it, yeah, he is. Sounds like him and the Pistons are multi-millions of dollars off on their negotiations. So let me know if you guys have any thoughts on it. And thank you guys for everyone who is joining. Make sure to hit that like button, help me out. And if you do feel up to it, feeling like it, please do hit that subscribe button. We're closing in on 1,000 subscribers. I'm trying to hit it maybe by the end of the summer, but we'll see. Thank you guys for being here, though. Make sure to and also leave something down in the chat. We are just kind of talking about random stuff now. It can be anything sports related or just anything related at all. Ask me a question, I will answer. I've had a couple of good questions in here or chats so far. But yeah, if you guys have any thoughts on the Jalen Duren stuff, let me know. Again, 5 years, $287 million is his asking price, and sounds like the Detroit Pistons front office is nowhere near that kind of offering. So we'll see what kind of goes down. And also, there was a report that said that this deal is likely to take deep into August, which, again, not a good look for either side. I think it's a really bad look for both the front office and for Duren, because come regular season, if Duren's back on this roster, I mean, things might be a little awkward, right? Like if they're having this huge fight. But again, if they get the contract settled and it's all good, I think we'll be all right. Hopefully they squash whatever beef is going on between them. But yeah, if you guys have anything to say, let me know. So outside of that, obviously, we talked about Tarek Skubal. I'd like to keep him. He had a great game yesterday, and I think that we could maybe potentially compete for a World Series. We got another chat from Andrew. He said the Pistons missed a chance at the finals last year in a wide open East. Wow, yeah, you are 100% correct. Last year was as good of a chance that the Pistons will get, right? Because you look at the Eastern Conference this year, Andrew, and it is a completely revamped and better Eastern Conference. You are looking at an Eastern Conference consisting of the Miami Heat, who just added Giannis. You're looking at a Eastern Conference consisting of the 76ers, who just added Jaylen Brown and LeBron James. Plus, they went and got Dean Wade, Anthony Simons. And they already have Maxey, Edgecombe, and Joel Embiid. That's an insane roster. You're looking at an Eastern Conference that still has the Knicks, who just won the finals, and they basically kept the same team while also adding Andre Drummond. You look the Cavaliers that just beat us in a series, and for whatever reason, we always struggle against them. The Orlando Magic, who probably would have beaten us if Franz Wagner would have never gotten hurt. Even teams like that could give us troubles, including teams like the Raptors or the Atlanta Hawks. There's a lot of really good Eastern Conference teams this coming year. And to me, like even the Washington Wizards could be tough. They're my most underrated team going into next year. But I think exactly what you said, Andrew. I think when you look at the Detroit Pistons situation, they absolutely missed a chance. Now, they did capitalize and get the number 1 seed. I was very excited about that, right? Because last year I was hoping to be a top 3 seed. I knew with Halliburton's injury, with Tatum's injury, that we'd probably be able to surpass the Celtics and the Pacers. And the Pacers ended up sucking. Celtics were still pretty good. But we ended up getting the number 1 seed, which I wasn't really expecting that, but I was very pleased. And with that being said, though, we went into the playoffs, almost lost to an 8 seed. We probably should have lost to them. And then we took on the Cavs, went up 2-0 in that series. We were looking great, had won 5 games in a row, and then we lost 3 games in a row. Obviously, yes, Game 5 was completely rigged, in my opinion. That was the most blatant trip I've ever seen on Asar Thompson. I get you don't want to call it in that moment, but, I mean, we ended up losing the series probably because of that moment. So, but again, we did get a chance in Game 7 at home, and we failed. We got absolutely demolished by like 40 points. And the Eastern Conference champion with the New York Knicks, who we would have played if we would have won one more game against the Cavaliers, ended up going on to win it all. And again, that's the team that we literally beat by 85 combined points in the 3 games we played them in the regular season. That was an absolute free Eastern Conference that we should have taken advantage of. I really thought that I knew the Cavs were going to beat us. That's who I thought was going to. But I knew that if we played the Knicks in the conference finals, I really think the Pistons probably could have taken it. Now, would we have beat the Spurs? I don't think so. But then again, the Knicks beat them 4-1. Maybe in a 7-game series, the Pistons would have. Who knows? But honestly, just to have made it would have been absolutely amazing. But I don't know. Are the Pistons still Are the Pistons still a competitor for a NBA title this coming season? Absolutely. I think they're probably top 3 to top 5, like I said. I'd say in the NBA overall, probably top 5, maybe top 6. You're gonna have the Spurs and the Thunder, obviously. You're gonna have. I mean, to me, the Western Conference really doesn't look any better. Like they honestly are just gonna look the same, in my opinion. Like the Timberwolves adding Lamelo, sure. I mean, I don't really think it's that terrifying. Maybe they'll be a little better. The Nuggets aren't really much better. The Lakers are probably not going to be very good, in my opinion. The Warriors could be okay. I don't know. To me, the Western Conference is really just between the Thunder and the Spurs. Um, Even the Jazz could be a sleeper team this year, but like again, they're not making the finals. It's to me the Western Conference is good, but like they're top end heavy rather than good throughout. The Eastern Conference is going to be so good. Like number 1 through number 8 seed, any single one of those teams could probably compete for a spot next year in the finals, but we'll see. Um, yeah, that's all I got to say really about the Pistons. Thank you for the chats, Andrew. If anyone else, or yeah, Andrew, if you got any other things to say, let me know. I've basically gone through everything I want to talk about. Again, let me know anything that you have to say or anyone else. We got Terry Scoobel talk, Jalen Duren talk, Lou Dort. The Lou Dort trade that happened like I don't know, probably about a week ago now. We also had some Lions talk. I don't know if you're a Lions fan or not. Um, but if you guys have anything you guys want to talk about, Jameer Gibbs contract extension rumors, the Detroit Tigers, ranking JMO, ranking the Pistons, which we kind of just talked about. Obviously, Patty Kane departure that happened a couple days ago. But obviously that was obviously sucks, but I think probably for the best because it sounds like the Detroit Red Wings might be going into a rebuild, especially if Dylan Larkin gets traded, which he requested it, so he probably will. And then we had the LeBron James talk. I know me and you kind of already talked about that, but if anyone else or if you have anything left to say, Andrew, let me know. I'll give you guys a minute to throw someone down in the chat. But yeah, otherwise, I'll give it a few more minutes, see what you guys have to say. But yeah, I basically gone through everything I want to talk about. So if you guys got anything that you're looking at, let me know. But for sure, and before I do continue talking, obviously, if you guys do want to see more live streams in the future, I will be going live. I usually go live at 10 p.m. or maybe a little after. Sometimes it's like 10:30, but like 10 p.m., 10:30, usually 10 p.m. on weekdays. I'm only doing one today because I'm bored and got nothing to do. And I've never really done a Saturday stream, so I kind of want to try one. But if you guys have any suggestions for future streams, any other topics you want to talk about right now, let me know. If you guys do want to see more streams from me, please do make sure to hit that subscribe button. That'll help you if you want to hit that notification bell and get notified next time I stream. But I will be going live Monday night at 10 p.m. and we will see what other topics we have. Obviously, with the NFL coming up here pretty soon, college football as well. We'll get into that a lot coming into September-ish, but still got like a month till that. But with NFL preseason coming up, we'll get into that. Lions' first preseason game, I believe, is just over 2 weeks away. Yeah, I think it's like August 13th. So we'll definitely talk about that when that goes down. But overall, I got nothing left. So if you guys have anything you guys want to talk about, let me know. Otherwise, I'll probably get on out of here. It's been about an hour. We've got a few great chats today, especially from Andrew. We appreciate you. And if anyone else in here has anything left to say, let me know. Otherwise, I'll get on out of here and I'll be back Monday night at 10 p.m. So yeah, let me know. But yeah, like I said, with the preseason coming up, I forget what game it is next. Is it next week? I forget. Yeah, I think it's next Thursday, the first preseason game, which should be like, is it next week or am I tripping? I might be tripping. It might be 2 weeks. I think it's just under 2 weeks. Let me see. Oops. NFL. So we got the Panthers and the Cardinals Thursday, August 6th. So I think so it's like a little under 2 weeks away now. So the Lions are actually about 3 weeks away. It's like 19 days. But the actual first NFL preseason game is, yeah, about a week and a half, a little over, a little under 2 weeks. So, but yeah, well, I think that is probably going to do it for me, guys. If you guys don't have anything left for me, any other questions or topics you guys want to talk about, I will probably get on out of here. But thank you guys for joining me and being here. And again, make sure to hit that like button if you want to help me out. And if you feel like it, please do hit that subscribe button. It'll help me out a ton. I'm getting close to 1,000 subscribers. I'm really hoping to hit that by the end of the summer. So we'll see. But yeah, if you guys have anything, I'll give it another couple minutes. If you guys have anything you guys want to talk about, any topics, I've talked about everything I've been wanting to talk about. So if you guys have anything, let me know. If you want to hear any of the other stuff I already talked about, we can run back through the topics I did. If you guys have anything left you want to say, obviously we talked about Tarek Skubal, Jalen Duren negotiation with the Detroit Pistons, the Lou Dort trade that went down a couple days ago, some Lions topics with Jahmyr Gibbs contract extension talks, Tigers talk, ranking JMO among wide receiver twos, ranking the Pistons in the Eastern Conference, Patty Kane heading to the Blackhawks again, and then also LeBron to the Sixers. Solo Ace, what's good, bro? Good to see you back. He said Philadelphia has got a lot of guys that needs the ball. I was kind of saying that earlier, and thanks for joining, Solo Ace. Good to see you back. Solo Ace, yeah, I agree. That was kind of what I was saying earlier. I was kind of talking about how it's kind of like one of those super teams that we've seen in the past with teams like the Brooklyn Nets, the Phoenix Suns. That, yeah, I mean, the Brooklyn Nets got close, but again, they didn't, and they also had injuries and all that. But you see these super teams never really work out, it feels like. And honestly, like you said, it feels like there's going to be a lot of ISO ball being played with guys like Jaylen Brown, with guys like Edgecombe, Joel Embiid, and even LeBron. But LeBron's a pretty good passer. Maxi's a pretty good passer, but a lot of scoring. Now, I will say, if they can figure it out and get the team chemistry in, I think they could work out really well. But I don't know. For the 76ers, yes, they have the most stacked roster. Yes, they should probably be in the finals this year, but sometimes these super teams just don't work out. I think with LeBron and his mentorship, I think it might. He's a good leader and a very good, veteran player. But yeah, and Solo Ace also said, interesting to see how this new Sixers team is going to operate. It's going to be interesting to see what goes down, like especially on the offensive side, because there's, like you said, so many players that can score the ball. And obviously, like, pretty good defenders too. Edgecombe's a pretty good defender. Embiid is solid. LeBron's good. Jaylen Brown's great. It's definitely going to see. It's definitely going to be interesting to watch what goes down. And for the Eastern Conference too, like, where are they going to? I mean, I feel like the Sixers have got to be a top 3 team in the Eastern Conference going into next year. The main thing for me is that the Sixers stay healthy, they should be the 1 seed. But again, I think like we're kind of saying, like, you never know. And depth wise, they're solid. I wouldn't say their bench is necessarily great, but I mean, Dean Wade's pretty good. Anthony Simons is solid. Bona is solid. Trying to think who else they have. I'm probably forgetting somebody, but like overall, they've got a good team. Solo Ace also said best off ball guy catch and shoot wise. I would say is Maxi. Yeah, he's their best. I would say best overall shooter. Scoring wise is probably JB, and then obviously, like, overall player wise, probably Embiid. Or no, Jaylen Brown. I mean, he was MVP candidate last year. If Embiid can stay healthy, that's going to be the key to the 76ers. Like, the 76ers, you saw what they did with a healthy Embiid in the playoffs, right? They took down the Celtics with a healthy Embiid and Maxey, and now you're adding in. Plus, you already have BJ Edgecombe, who was very good in the playoffs as well. So I think it's going to be fun to see. I don't know if it'll work out. I think it will, to be honest. But again, like we said, there's a lot of guys who are going to be demanding shots and probably chucking up the ball. Will it work out for them? We'll see. I think come playoff time, it's going to be hard to beat this team in 7. Solo Ace also said, yeah, their defense should be solid. You're right. They should have that going at the least. Yeah, their defense. Plus Dean Wade. Dean Wade's a really good defender too. He was all right. He performed pretty well against Cade Cunningham in the playoffs, and he was good. But um, yeah, like they have really good defense. Like LeBron's a great defender, even being as old as he is, and then even bench wise, like they're not terrible. Yeah, I would go out and say that the 76ers have got to be like if I was a 76ers fan, first of all, would be ecstatic. I mean, going from obviously being a 7 seed this past year and now literally probably being the favorite to win it all, adding Jalen Brown. And by the way, they scammed their, you know, little rival team, uh, the Boston Celtics, who they just beat in the playoffs and got a Finals MVP, and MVP candidate this past year. Jalen Brown is going to, I think, be very good there. I don't know. The 76ers are just going to be insanely good on offense and probably pretty good on defense too. Um, but yeah, let me know if you have any other thoughts. Oh, he just said Solo Ace just said and Jalen Brown. You're right. He's all right catch and shoot, but yeah, he does a lot looking for his own shots. Yeah, he's not as much of like compared to Maxi. Troy, what's good, bro? What's good? Good to see you back. I was hoping you'd join. We got some Tigers to talk about here in a moment, but um, yeah, Troy said we're not winning the East this year. Yeah, it's not looking good, Troy. Holy shit. But yeah, for Jalen Brown, yeah, he's more of like a scorer. Like he's not like a super super good shooter compared to like some of these other guys like Maxi, who's a really good shooter. Even Edgecombe. I mean, he's not a great shooter, but like a lot of just scorers on this team, right? Now, spot up shooting wise, honestly, the Sixers don't have that many that can. I mean, they have guys that can do it, but like when it comes to like compared to the Pistons, like they don't have like a Isaiah Joe or a Duncan Robinson, Which I mean, again, those guys are just good role players that can shoot. That's really all they do. But for Maxime, he's a great passer, great spot up shooter. Jalen Brown can do it. Edgecombe's solid. LeBron can do it too, but again, I mean, he's getting older. But I think with the 76ers adding LeBron James, like it's almost indefinite that this team is going to be in the conference finals this year. I don't see if the main thing, the only thing I think preventing them from honestly competing for a final spot this year has got to be if they stay healthy. Like injuries. Injuries are the one thing. Injury would be the one thing that would stop them from probably at least making. I mean, I could see the Spurs or the Thunder taking them down with already having final. I mean, not a single player besides LeBron. I guess, well, Jalen Brown too. So I guess I should take that back. I was gonna say not a single player really has finals experience, but um, when it comes to the Sixers, though, I mean, I could definitely see the Thunder or the Spurs taking them down in 7. But even with that, that's a lot to ask for. Like, I think right now the favorite for next year has got to be the Spurs, and it's got to be the 76ers. Those are your two probably finals. Will that be the finals? Probably not, but I think that's probably most likely. Injuries are the one thing probably stopping both those two teams, Spurs and the Sixers. Solo Ace said, right, that's a huge factor. If is health, Embiid in particular. Yeah, Embiid's had a lot of injury history. It's been pretty rough for him. So obviously hoping to see. I mean, even as a Pistons fan, like never been a huge fan of like the super teams. I mean, it's all right, it's whatever, it's cool. But like uh when it comes to super teams, like this is gonna be fun to watch. Even as a Pistons fan, it's LeBron's final run, and honestly, to me, that's gonna be fun to see because being his final actual chance to go win another ring, it's gonna be exciting. I don't know. I think overall that when it comes down to really mostly the health. It's just going to come down to health, like especially for Embiid. Embiid's been the main guy that's struggled with it, and Maxi had a little bit of problems with it last year. LeBron too. I mean, LeBron James isn't going to play all 82 games, right? You know that he's not going to. It just won't happen. He's freaking like 80 years old. It's just how it goes. Solo Ace said, "Yep, I could see Spurs, Thunder taking down Philadelphia." Yeah. I would go out and say those are probably the only two teams I could see taking them down as of right now. Even the Knicks. I mean, to be honest, I didn't think the Knicks were even that good last year. They just got hot in the playoffs and just started demolishing people. Oh yeah, we got some good chats in here. Solo Ace said, for sure, yeah, look at that '04 Lakers team against the Pistons, Karl Malonis. Yeah, that '04 team, the '04 Lakers team against the Pistons is a great example. That was a crazy finals. That was like the year I was born too, so I didn't even, but obviously I've seen that era like unfold. Like it's pretty that series alone was enough to show you like just how much defense matters first of all, and second of all, like even like the super teams don't always work out, right? Troy said Maxey and Brown will carry the regular season, and Embiid and James will be the rest of them until postseason. 76ers are winning the East. Yep, I agree, Troy. I think exactly. Yep, and Solo Ace said, yeah, exactly, Troy. It's exactly what I think too. I have to agree. I think Troy knows exactly what he's saying here. When it comes to the 76ers, it's going to be probably Embiid and LeBron resting most of the season, as they do. You want to keep them healthy. They're a little older. They're a little fragile. I get it. Honestly, LeBron might only play like 40 games, if that. He might play more. He might play 50. Embiid will probably be similar. Probably like they'll probably both play like half the season. And then you're gonna rely on Maxey and Brown to just kind of go crazy. And then you're just gonna see the 76ers get to the postseason. They're gonna be a top 3 seed, if not number 1 seed, and you're gonna probably see 76ers in the finals. I would say. I just do not, with even as stacked as the Eastern Conference is with the Miami Heat. With the Pistons, even I would put them in there, and the Knicks, the Cavs. I don't think there's going to be any team that's going to be able to beat, in the Eastern Conference at least, I don't think there's any team that can beat the 76ers in a 7-game series. I just don't see it happening. But yeah. Solo Ace said 100%. Them super teams don't get it done when expected every time. Sometimes they definitely disappoint when it counts in the finals. Yeah, especially in the finals too. Like even the Warriors, like they had that super team like back when LeBron was on the Cavs, and they won 73 games and they still couldn't get it done against LeBron. So yeah, I mean it's worked out. You've seen super teams win it, right? Like I mean, I don't like the Splash Bros. Yeah, I mean I probably consider that like a super team. I mean that's a lot of really good players in there. But the Thunder back when they had, PG, Harden, Westbrook, like yeah, that's probably considered a uh, super team as well. But overall, like the Nets are one that I always look at, and to me, like when you look at the Nets and the Suns, the last 2 real super teams, I'd say, um, those 2 really just dealt with injuries. Like Bradley Beal was obvious, like he was never gonna work out because the dude's a dud. Like he has been the last 5 years. He's never been. He hasn't been a good player in years now, probably since pre 2020. And so like they just dealt with injuries. So it was really just Katie and D Book, uh, probably carrying that. And then also when it comes to the Nets, it was Harden. I think they played like 7 games together, or like something like that. But like even the Nets, like the Nets probably like they were close. They were very close. They were KD's foot away from taking down the Bucks in that 7-game series. But like the Nets just weren't healthy, right? So you've seen super teams work, but like you have to stay healthy first of all, and then second of all, like honestly, health is probably what kills mostly super teams. And then second of all, just too much ISO ball. But a lot of them disappoint, so I could see that happening too. We got Solo Ace also said perfect example. Yes, sir. Troy said we lost our second best player in the postseason, Tobias Harris, and still haven't replaced him with anyone better. Trey John's in way over his head. I would argue John Collins is probably about as good as what Tobias was. Is he as good of a mentor in score? Maybe not. Shooting wise, he's a little bit better though, and lob threat wise, I think he'll be a little better. So that's Tobias's replacement. Outside of that, yeah, I mean we added Isaiah Joe, who's a good shooter. Abuka Okori, I doubt will play that much this year, but I'd love to see him get a little bit of minutes because he seems like a solid player. Solo Ace was saying, yep, the Golden State team, the Nets, and the Suns. Yeah, those are the like last 3 real super teams that, I mean, I guess the Warriors technically got it done um, once or twice with that super team. Or I mean, it was more than that, but yeah, they failed. Like that year, they won 73 games. They lost to the Cavaliers. So now are the 76ers going to win 73 games? No, but they'll probably win 60. Oh, look who it is. Former known as Kali, now known as Onyx. I'm just gonna have to call you Onyx now. He said, "Wow, wow, look who I found. Good to see you back, bro. It's gonna be different calling you Onyx now, dude. Hopefully, yeah, okay. Solo A said, "Man, I wish we could get Michael Porter Jr. and DeMar DeRozan. Yeah, it's been. I mean, we've been wanting Michael Porter Jr. for a while, and DeMar, I'm a big fan of too. We talked about him a week or two ago. I've been very upfront about saying that I would love to go and get DeMar DeRozan. I think he's a really good defender, first of all, and then also he is just a good scorer. He can do it from all over. Um, Onyx said Detroit will be the seventh seed, fighting for the play-in tournament. Okay, that's interesting. Right now, I've got them anywhere from like probably like a five seed ish. I think I could see a three seed too, but I would say anywhere from a three to an eight seed. But more than likely, I'm probably gonna have them at like the five or the six seed. But yeah, I don't know. It's been weird. A lot of Pistons fans are very happy with the offseason. But for mostly what I've seen in my live streams, most of you guys are not overly happy with the offseason so far. And now that you guys are in here, Dan, I've got to go back and talk about this guy. I've got some things to say because I've been waiting for some of you guys to join up. Funny story. Before you guys joined, I was actually about to end the stream because we weren't really getting much activity in here, and like I was just about to end, and then Solo Ace just joined and saved the day, and then we got Troy in here, and now Onyx is in here. All right, where are we at? Uh, so Onyx said seven seed. Okay, you know what? I don't hate it. I'm gonna say five seed right now, but again, I still think that we're pretty like I still think the Pistons are a good team. Like we still are keeping most of what we had from last year. Yes, we let go of Tobias. That could hurt. Yes, we let go of Isaiah Stewart, but again, I think B-Ball Paul is a solid replacement for him. And then for replacing Tobias, you went and got John Collins. Like I really think we replaced the guys that left pretty well, and then we also added a good shooter in Isaiah Joe. I would have liked to have seen maybe one more big that we would have added instead of just the second round rookie. Abuka Okori, I think, is an okay draft pick, but I'm not really thinking he's going to have much of an impact his rookie year. But yeah, Troy's agreeing with Onyx. Onyx said, "What's good, fellas? What is good, bro? It's been a minute since we've got you guys in here." Troy said, "Wouldn't be surprised if Kate is run down and injured by the halfway mark from carrying the team on his back." It's probably going to happen. I mean, he was pretty decently healthy last year until like the end of the year when he had that like collapsed lung or whatever. But like he's been pretty decently healthy. Um, but I think what you're like with what you're saying, Troy, I kind of agree. Like I would not be surprised after all he's going to be doing that he's going to be just absolutely tired. Like he's probably going to have to take some rest games or he's going to get hurt or something because at this point, uh, I don't know. I agree though, Troy. Solo A said, "What do y'all think about Benedict Mathurin and Peyton Watson?" Peyton Watson would absolutely love Mathurin. I would actually be a huge fan of too. Solo Ace. I did hear the other day. I don't think it was like a report that. I think it was just a report that the Pistons are interested in him, which I personally love. I think that honestly, like, go ahead. Why not go add one more guy? And I think Mathurin. First of all, he's on a really fucking shitty team. The Clippers are a really bad team. When he was on the Pacers, he was a damn good role player. I think the Pistons could really bring the good side out of him. He's honestly a very similar player to like guys like Jaden Ivey. But when it comes to uh, Peyton Watson, he is a very good young player, good defender, and I think could be a really solid role player for us. I would be all in on getting either one of those two. Um, Troy said solo ball or sorry, solo ace. I'll take anyone at this point. And solo ace said, "Lol, just go and give us Bradley Beal." Yeah, I mean Bradley Beal. I guess at this point probably wouldn't even cost you much because the dude never plays, right? I mean, yeah, he's a highly, you know, former All Star player, whatever. But at this point in his career, dude is not. He barely plays anymore. Onyx Oh, he just retracted the message, but I saw it a second ago. It said something about how the Eastern Conference just got way better compared to, the Pistons got a little better when shooting, but like, yeah, I agree. It's the Pistons got better at shooting, but like the Eastern Conference just got so much better. It's actually like kind of scary, right? The Heat, the 76ers, the Knicks are still going to be good. The Cavs are probably better than us. Like, yeah, it got scary. Like we might. That's why I think we might be a 5 seed. Oh, there it is. We got slightly better by adding shooting, but the entire East got way better. Toronto, who gave us the rest of the East, who gave the rest of the East hell, just add an MVP play to their roster. Yeah, so you have, like I said, you have right now in the Eastern Conference teams that just got better. You have Toronto, you have Miami, you have Philly, and then you also have the Knicks who just won the finals, Cavs who beat us, the Magic who probably should have beat us if Franz Wagner never got hurt. Absolutely, I agree. Onyx also said, I've been saying that we should go and get Peyton Watson. Love it. Troy said, compare Philly GM to our GM. There's levels to this. We have a bad one. Yeah, well, Philly's GM just fleeced their rival, the Celtics, and then just went and signed LeBron James while keeping Embiid, Maxey, and Edgecombe. That's absolutely ridiculous. Troy said Philly traded PG for JB, then got Braun. Our GM can't even get our star center or sign me. So we can move on with the offseason. God, that's a great chat that I just read right there from Troy. Yeah. So hey Troy, what was the number one goal going into this offseason for the Pistons? It was to re-sign Duren, right? And what have the Pistons done? Well, first of all, they lowballed them, and now I'm about to talk about it here in a second. I want to get your guys' thoughts on this in a second, but yeah, they lowball him, and now it sounds like this deal is going to go into late August from what I've heard. So pretty sad, man. Onyx said we got slightly better. Oh, I already read that. Sorry. Troy said not that it matters, but we had the fifth best betting odds to win the East. So yeah, the fifth seed sounds spot on. I agree. Okay, I like that. Yeah, I'll go with fifth seed right now. At first, I was kind of like, 3 seed. I think that probably like maybe the Sixers and the Heat, maybe the Knicks, and then we'll probably be there at like the third spot. But honestly, like I'm thinking anywhere from the 3 to the fifth seed. I'm still pretty optimistic with this team if we stay healthy and Duren's back. I still think that we can rerun what we had. I think we've got a gritty team with good defense, and now we have pretty good shooting too. Not the best, but like pretty good. I think we could get a 3 seed, but like again, I think more than likely like one and 2 seeds probably out of the picture. 3 seeds likely, four seeds likely, 5 seeds probably most likely. I agree. All right. I want to get your guys' thoughts on this. We got a couple of you guys. We got like 3 of you guys in here that are chatting. If anyone else has any thoughts, let me know. Also, make sure to hit that like button if you haven't. It helps me out a ton. And I'm sure most of you guys in here are probably already subscribed, so thank you. But if you're not, make sure to hit that subscribe button. Before I continue, Onyx said I don't agree with those betting odds. My eye test is undefeated. Yeah, don't go against Onyx and his eye test, dude. Holy shit. Yeah, I would say 5th to a 7th seed, yeah. Troy said, I'm optimistic we can make more moves. We need to figure out this Duren thing ASAP. Yeah, you've got a couple options. You've got DeRozan out there. You've got Mathurin out there. You've got Peyton Watson out there. Those are 3 good names that could improve this team and probably put us in a higher spot. Maybe even make us a better team and just make things a little bit easier and smoother going into next year. And it could probably help us and impact us a lot more. So we'll see. We do need to make, I would say like one more move, but Solo A said I could see us a 3 seed at the best. I would say 3 seeds. Well, that's my ceiling as well. That's kind of what I was saying. I think we'll be anywhere from a 3 to a 5 seed. More than likely a 5 seed. All right. So what I wanted to say was this. So from last night, what I heard about Jalen Duren and this whole contract bullshit going on. So obviously the Pistons offered him pretty low. I think it was somewhere around like $25 million a year. As of last night, the reports were, I forget who reported it, but Jalen Duren is asking for 5 years, $287 million. And I'll say that one more time. 5 years, $287 million. That was his asking price. I want to hear what you guys have to say about that. What do we think about 5 years, $287 million for Jalen Duren? That is his asking price. I'll start by saying my opinion. I think that he is out of his fucking mind. First of all, that's more than what guys. I'll name some players that are making less money than that. Oh, Troy said that they said that was false. Thank goodness, because if that's real, then I genuinely cannot even begin to comprehend what would make him think that he deserves that money. Let me name like a few players that are making less than that. You have Victor Wembanyama, Jalen Brunson, two of them right there. Uh, those are two. Like one of them, the Finals MVP, and then you also have Victor Wembanyama, who was also in the finals and probably the best player in the league. Onyx said game over. Yeah, I mean even Cade Cunningham's barely. I don't even know if he. Let me see what Cade Cunningham's contract is. I forget the exact number. It's probably similar though. He's making 5 year, 269 million. Like yeah, no doubt. Like what I think Troy said that it's reported that was false. No doubt that's false because if he's actually asking that, like you might as well just never play in the NBA again because no one is going to give you that money, bro. You are not better than an MVP candidate. I'm sorry, Duran. You're not a top 10, not even a top 20 player in the league. As much as I love Duran and hope he does re-sign with us, yeah, he's not getting that money. Onyx said, yeah, you got to look at the source of some of these news reports. Absolutely. Yeah, it wasn't like an ESPN reporter. It was like some shit that I seen it on a couple different um, accounts on Instagram. And I don't know if you guys know who Woodward Sports is. I follow them and I seen them post it. And I was like, are you dead? And I was like, well, that's going to give me something to talk about on here. But yeah, I agree. Like, I doubt that's real, first of all, because as much as Duran is kind of being a dick, I don't think he's that stupid. Does Duran really think that he deserves more money than MVPs? Um, but yeah. I don't know though. Contavious Caldwell Pope just agreed to buy out with the Memphis Grizzlies. Plans to sign a 1 year deal with the 76ers. Good God. Uh, yeah, I'm trying to find that post. I don't know who reported it, but yeah, it was definitely false, no doubt. Some of them are creating clickbait. Yeah, Onyx, I agree. It's most of the stuff you see on like those platforms like Instagram or TikTok, 90% or not 90%, like probably half of it is literally just clickbait. Like if it's not posted on ESPN or like an actual like news source, it's probably just clickbait. Woodward Sports does that a lot. They do a lot of clickbait and like just like rage baiting shit. But yeah. Also, I want to ask you guys this with the whole LeBron thing. Do we think that Bronny James is going to Philadelphia? Is LeBron going to command him there, or is he just going to stay in LA? I feel like he's probably just going to stay in LA, right? Because I mean, honestly, what's the point of even leaving? Like, there's really no point in leaving because LeBron's only going to play 1 year in Philly. I'm sure Philly doesn't even want him. Do you guys think that Bronny's going to go play with his daddy? Let me know what you think. I don't think so. I think he's probably just going to stay put. But then again, you never know. LeBron can make anything happen. He's basically the owner of the NBA. Honestly, if Adam Silver ever retires, LeBron will probably take it. Onyx said no, he's under contract with LA. Yeah. Yeah, I doubt the 76ers are going to trade that. Troy said LA about to drop his ass. He only got a job because of his dad. Yeah, no doubt. No doubt. And like honestly, like he's been pretty solid in the G League, but again, I think that's kind of where he belongs. He's more of a G League guy to me, but I don't know. I highly doubt he's going anywhere. Or yeah, I doubt Philly's not going to take him. But yeah, it's going to be exciting to see LeBron's final run. The dude's been in the NBA since I've been alive, pretty much, and yeah, I think when did he get drafted? Was it like 2002? So he's been in the NBA for longer than I've been alive. That is actually sad. Or not sad, but like kind of crazy. But yeah, one last run for him. I honestly thought this past year was his last run, but I'm honestly like respect to him for uh like I'll say before I read Solo Ace's chat, I want to say like when it comes to ring chasing, I'm obviously not a fan of that at all. Like I think like dude, like I understand you want to play for the best team and compete, but like there's different levels to ring chasing. Like yeah, you go join a competitive team like Giannis to the Heat, right? Like that's not ring chasing. That's just him going to a different team. That's in the Heat weren't really a great team, but he's gonna make them a lot better. When it comes to LeBron, like this is straight up ring chasing. He went and chose which team is going to give me the best option of winning it all, and he went and chose the 76ers. And honestly, you know what? Respect to that. Uh, Respect to that for sure. But honestly, like I don't know. I don't think ring chasing's a good thing, but pretty crazy. Troy said I can see that. He was agreeing with what Solo A said. I agree, Troy. They can see Cade getting hurt from getting overloaded from carrying this team. 100%. And then Solo A said, "Yep, it was 03 when Braun, Wade, Bosch, and Carmelo came out." Yeah, sweet. Onyx said that is sad. You never got to a chance to experience Jordan. I know, dude. Shit is tragic, isn't it? Uh, but I will say, you know, a lot of my generation likes to put LeBron over Jordan. I don't think I ever will. Because as someone who's gone back and watched and learned a lot about like prime NBA times and just knowing like I think if you want to have a debate between Jordan and LeBron, I 100% am cool with that. I just think when it comes to who literally changed the game, like Michael Jordan is literally probably the most significant player when it came to that. He is like when you think of the NBA, like yeah, you probably think of LeBron right now, but like Michael Jordan is especially the fact that he literally went undefeated in the finals too. Like, dude went 6-0. LeBron's like 4-6. A lot of people like to say the whole thing about, oh well, Jordan had better team, but um, you know what? I'll give it to LeBron that year that he won it with the Cavs when he was playing a bunch of like plumbers and shit. I'll give it to him, but oh, we got some good. Hold up. Where were we? Solo said Darko Milicic. Onyx said I wouldn't even put LeBron over Kobe. Whew. Wow, if you tell anyone in my generation that, oh my god, they would probably slaughter you. And then Troy also said Bron ain't better than Kobe or Steph. I'll agree with Steph. I like the Steph take. I'll take Steph over almost any player of all time. I think Steph Curry changed the game as well. Uh, Troy also said Bron not even in the conversation. Solo A said we need more killers like back in the day in the league. Yes, Steph was the last killer. Yes, 100%, man. Now you got all these fucking foul baiters like SGA out here, dude. It's bad. Like I do not like the modern day NBA and the way they play. Because back when, in Jordan's era, it was a lot of, dominate in the paint and stuff like that. And you started to kind of see 3-pointers emerging and stuff. But like you get into this next area where all of a sudden Curry comes into the picture and Curry just completely changes the game with the 3-point. Obviously it was already a popular thing, but like Curry literally made it like to where, yeah, if you just become a good 3-point shooter, like you can be a really good NBA player. And Curry can do more than just shoot the three ball, right? I mean, he's not a terrible defender. And he's also a pretty damn good passer too. Solo Ace also said Kawhi is a killer, but can't be dependent upon being on court when needed. Yeah, he's a killer, especially defensively, but like he's also older now and very injury prone. He's out of his prime, I'd say, but like even Curry, like right now, like yeah, he's not in his prime, but the dude is still like absolutely one of the best players in the NBA. I put him in the top 10 right now. I don't want to give you guys my top 5 NBA players of all time because first of all, I'm probably too young to even do that. Like I said, I mean, I'll always put Jordan over LeBron. I think everyone else in here agreed that it's going to be Jordan over. LeBron's not in the conversation. Now, I will say this, talent, like if you want to look at stat wise, yeah, you could throw LeBron over Jordan maybe. Talent wise, it's close, but like if you want to go career wise, you cannot sit here and say that LeBron James is better than Michael Jordan. I don't think anyone is. If you look at overall career, if you look at stats, talent, and just what he did in his career, you have to go Michael Jordan. If you want to go talent-wise, you can throw LeBron in there as one of the greats. But Michael Jordan to me is the greatest player of all time. Steph Curry's going to be in my top 3, no doubt. Top 5, at least. Like I look at players who change the game. Um, when I go through like my top five, and like Kyrie is like a player who changed the game. The way that he is just so smooth. Like even like Steve Nash. Like I'm not saying those are like in my top three or top five players of all time, but like they would probably get an edge over some of these other guys. And LeBron's definitely in my top five, but I mean top three. I love Kobe too. Kobe was one of the game changers as well. So it said miss the killers like Jordan and Kobe. Kawhi surprisingly is really good offensively. Dude hits some in your face threes. Yeah, he is. He's a lot better than what most people give him credit for offensively. My favorite sports moment of all time is actually that three he hit over Joel Embiid in the Eastern Conference Final? Was it Game 7? That literally was my favorite sports moment of all time. I'll never forget that. Ooh, Troy said Allen Iverson was a game changer. Yep, put him in there. Uh, Onyx said Kyrie is one of my favorites. Yeah, my all-time favorite player is Kyrie Irving personally because that's who I always modeled my game after, like growing up and even like right now, like when I just go play like, like open runs at the gym and shit. But like Kyrie to me is one of the I would say most talented players of all time when you look at overall talent. I really like Kyrie Irving. He's just so cold. He's got one of the greatest dribble package layup packages I've ever seen. Great shooter, good passer. Not a great defender, but he's just a menace. Um, Obviously, yeah. After his injury, he's probably going to be out of his prime, but he's still going to be cold. He's still going to be good on the Mavs. But yeah. So it said Kyrie's a killer too. Forgot about him and Iverson for sure. Ethan, what's good, man? He said, "How you doing today?" I'm doing good, Ethan. What's going on, man? It's been a minute since I talked to you. How you doing, man? How you thinking about LeBron to the 76ers? Solo Ace said, but yeah, Kawhi got the three-level bag down, post moves, strength to get by guy still. I want to ask this. Do we think that Kawhi Leonard is the greatest, or not great, like not like greatest of all time, but like in the NBA, like right now, is Kawhi Leonard the best two-way player when it comes to offense and defense? What do we think? I got to put him in my top three. Kawhi is he's such a good defender. I mean, right now, yeah, maybe Kawhi, you wouldn't put him in there because he's a little older, but like I think like of all time, Kawhi is going to be in a conversation for one of the best two-way players of all time when it comes to offense and defense. Yeah, Troy said Kawhi's not that good anymore in 2026. I agree, but like when like let's go back to like I don't know, 2019 when he was on the Raptors. Would you put him in like where would you put him? Like just of all time, of all time. We'll just say that. So they said, yeah, Kawhi has got post moves, strength to get by guys. Yeah, he's still really good. He's still a damn good player. Like he's an all-star caliber, I'd say. Onyx said Cleveland doesn't win a championship without Kyrie. Thank you for saying that. Yeah, I mean he hit the dagger, right? Like he was literally the guy who hit the dagger over Steph Curry, and he honestly was the reason they did it. Now, was he? The other thing is like, yeah, like a lot of people like to talk about Jordan and his Dennis Rodman teams and stuff like that. But again, Dennis Rodman wasn't like an offensive like menace like what Jordan was, right? He was a very good defender, but like when it comes to sidekicks, like LeBron had Kyrie, D Wade, even he had Bosh in the Heat. Like dude, like he had now the year with the what was it? Was it 2018? Was it 2016 or 2018? The year that they came back from 3-1 and he had a bunch of like plumbers on the team. But even at that, like he still had K Love, who Kevin Love in his prime was a damn good player. Um, but like literally, LeBron was he one of the rings he got he carried. I will admit, but again, that one ring was one of the better rings. I mean, outside of like probably Dirk's last ring that he got. Like Dirk's ring was one of the hardest earned rings that I've ever seen. But like that one that LeBron got, yeah, that should get a lot of respect. But again, he's 4-6 in the finals, and he's been on a lot of really good teams with good players. Anthony Davis. Solo Ace said Kawhi can still average 27 points. He probably could if you let him. Onyx said he agrees. agreeing with me with probably the Kawhi take that I said about him being one of the greatest two-way players of all time. Solo A said Kawhi had a good offensive season the past season. His defense isn't the same. Yeah, it's not the same defensive intensity as what it was. Ethan said, I think LeBron James is good on the 76ers. Absolutely. He fits good. I agree. Solo Ace said Kawhi was second team All NBA this past season. What? Really? I actually didn't. I didn't even know that. Solo Ace said I know these awards don't mean much a lot of times. I feel like you don't want to, like, if you're a first team All NBA player, that means a lot. That means you're one of the 5 best players in the NBA. You know, one of the 8 best. Second team still means a lot. Third team still means a lot, but it also means like, oh yeah, you probably wouldn't have been there if like some players weren't injured. Like if you look at like if Halliburton and like Tatum weren't injured this year, Jalen Duren probably doesn't make the All-Star game. Or not All-Star game, All NBA. And All-Star too. Ethan said I got LeBron James, A+. Yeah. The 76ers got the best team in the league, in my opinion. They look scary. Solo A said yes. He's agreeing. Absolutely. Wow. Some good chats in here. Whew. Appreciate you guys being here today. If you haven't yet, make sure to hit that like button. Help me out. And if any of you guys in here are not subscribed, make sure to hit that sub button. Close to 1,000 subs. We're not quite there. But yeah, let me know what else you guys want to talk about. So like I said, I said the same thing with I said the same thing, second team All NBA. I'm like, what? Yeah, I did not know that at all, that he was second team All NBA. Kawhi Leonard. Like, it makes sense though, because you look what he did on that Clippers team. Like, he carried them. The Clippers were they in the? Did they make the playoffs? No, they didn't, did they? They were like one spot out. They were in the play-in, I remember. Kawhi was literally solo carrying that team though. Like the Clippers are just such a shitty team, and I hope that like Kawhi gets off that. I know like the whole. Has anyone found out anything about the whole Raptors trade thing? Because I remember like that trade got like either canceled or like paused. Did anyone figure out if that fully went through yet? I haven't heard anything about it. I'm hoping that it goes through. I want to see him back on the Raptors. Even as a Pistons fan. Even said, yeah, it would be so cool to have LeBron as a Piston and help Cade Cunningham, but it's too late. Yeah, I mean, I never really thought he'd come here. It wasn't really likely to have him happen, but yeah. Onyx said not yet. He hasn't heard anything about the Kawhi stuff. Thanks for the update. Troy said there's a reason Clippers suck because their leader was Kawhi. I disagree. I think Kawhi is a good. I don't know if I'd say he's a number one, Troy. I don't think I would. Like if, like yeah, like I don't think Kawhi's washed yet. But again, I don't think he's like I didn't think he was second team All NBA this year. But again, like the Clippers just aren't a good team. They're not a good franchise. But having Kawhi as your number one player, yeah, I mean, you're probably not going to make the NBA Finals with him as your only really good player, right? You want to put him on a team with like another good scorer, and then you'd probably be good. I think he could fit well in the Raptors, but there's probably other teams he'd fit better on. So I said, yeah, I think of him as washed, done, and not as good as he was, but it usually because of his availability. Yeah, it's because of his health, really. He's been a little bit injury prone lately. Solo A said, yep, but the Clippers lost to Golden State in the play, and that's what it was. And then the Warriors must have lost to the Suns, I'm assuming, which that's kind of crazy. I don't know how the hell the Suns make the playoffs this year. I literally have no idea. Like I thought they were going to be one of the worst teams in the league. Does anyone have like yeah, I mean obviously D Book's an absolute animal, but like how like who else they got on that team? Like Dylan Brooks, Jalen Green. Like how the hell did D Book manage to carry that team to the playoffs? Like that's a really bad roster, I feel like. I mean, I don't know. They don't have really any good young guys on that team, do they? What we got? Ethan said it would be good. Fits in Detroit, but it's okay. Yeah, that's all right. Solo Ace said, I think the current status on that Clippers Raptors trade is that it's still going to go through eventually. Okay. Thanks for the update, guys. Yeah, I kind of figured it would go through. I don't know what the holdup was. If anyone knows, let me know. I have no idea. Troy said Kawhi, KD, bronze of the world aren't leading teams to championships anymore. I agree, Troy. I agree. Now, that's why LeBron's joining a super team, right? Kawhi can lead a team to the playoffs, I think, but he can't lead them to the finals. He's still good, but yeah, he's not the same. Onyx said, yeah, didn't Kawhi win the All-Star MVP? Yeah, I think did he? Holy crap. Oh yeah, he did. I remember he went crazy. That's kind of crazy. Like that dude winning the All-Star MVP. Troy said, yeah, that's why Braun went to go get carried. He knows the days of carrying are over. Yeah. He knows it's his last season, right? Solo A said, yep, the Warriors lost the Sun somehow. No idea how that happened, guys. I really don't. Troy said even Steph's time is over. Yeah, I would say Steph's time of carrying teams to the finals. Yeah, I mean, I think the Warriors can make the playoffs, and they should have been into this last year. But when it comes to the Warriors, like yeah, they're pretty much done when it comes to, or sorry, when it comes to Steph Curry, like yeah, like he's not capable of doing it. Like the only guys capable of carrying a team to the finals nowadays is going to be Victor Wembanyama. Even I don't even know if I put. I mean, you can put SGA in that, I guess, but like the Thunder are a really good team. Cade Cunningham, I think, is capable of it. Maybe Ant. I might put Ant in the conversation. Oh, Ant's another guy. Solo Ace. Ant's pretty cold, I would say. He's probably one of my top 3 favorite players. He's pretty tough. Like he can slash and fucking get the job done. Troy said Cade. Yep. I'd put Victor Wembanyama, Cade, Ant. Honestly, I don't know. There's not that many names I'd really put as a player that could carry a team to the finals single-handedly. I mean, Cade almost did it this past year. He was literally carrying that team almost to the conference final. Solo A said, but didn't have Jimmy Butler, but had Porzingis and Horford out there. Yeah, they needed Jimmy Butler. He needs to be healthy this year for sure. Ethan said, yes, we have to sign Jalen Duren right now. It's taking too long. Yeah, I did hear, Ethan, that the deal's likely not to be made until like deep into August, which that's pretty alarming because, I mean, preseason starts like I think early October. So that's kind of an issue. But again, I mean, we'll still have another month or two after that. But it's probably going to take another month, Ethan. It's not looking good. Solo A said, to Troy's point, these dinosaurs aren't winning no chips. Yeah, they're just too old now and don't have as much grit to them as what they did. Solo Ace was agreeing with Onyx. Solo Ace also said, yeah, that fool Kawhi was balling even amongst James Harden, shaking the team up, leaving. Yeah, I forgot about that. Yeah, I forgot he was on the Clippers before he went to the Cavs, and they traded Darius Garland. Oh, Troy said, I want to say Jokic, but his time might be over too. I forgot about Jokic. Yeah. No, Jokic, I'll say Jokic can still carry. He can still carry the Nuggets to the finals. Now, right now, I don't know. I don't know, Troy. I think with the Spurs and the Thunder in the Western Conference, I don't think that he can anymore, but I think he's still good enough to do it. You know what I mean? I just think the West is too stacked with those top 2 teams. But yeah, Jokic is probably good enough, I'd say. He's probably like the only other one I'd put in there. Ethan said if we had Jalen Duren to sign the Detroit Pistons again, we'll be good, and we'll be able to beat LeBron in the 76ers. Yeah, I think the Sixers will probably be the number 1 seed in the East, but the Pistons just need to re-sign Duren. That's the main thing, and I think this team will be all right going into next year. We'll probably be a 3 to 5 seed somewhere in between there if everyone stays healthy. Onyx said, my bad, Anthony Edwards won All-Star MVP. Why do I not remember that? I thought it was Kawhi. I'm not going to lie. Huh. Yeah, Solo A said, when did Kawhi win that? I'm pretty sure he won it. I swear it was him. Solo A said they weren't that great even with Harden there, but that midseason disruption, crying to leave the team, and now new young players got that locker room dazed and confused. Yep. Harden to me is not a player I'd really want in my team. Like even for the Cavs fans aren't a huge fan of him either. He did have a couple nice games against the Pistons, but yeah. Solo Ace to sign a contract for $37.5 million for Duren. Yeah, I'll take 37.5. I was hoping for 35 million. Solo Ace. So when you look at Walker Kessler's contract with the Lakers, he's getting about 32.5 million annually. So I was thinking, for Duran's sake, Duran's probably a little bit better than Walker Kessler, right? He was an All-Star, All-NBA player this year, probably a little more highly sought after. So I'll give Duran the edge, but I wouldn't say he deserves much more money than what Walker Kessler got. I would say 35 million, but I'll take 37.5 million. Anything north of 40 million, no. I wouldn't even want to give him 40 mil, but 37 and a half, you might be able to push me to do that. Onyx said Kawhi balled out, but Ant-Man scored more points and got the MVP. Respect to Ant, man. I really do like Anthony Edwards though. He reminds me a lot, like, not that he's as good as Jordan, but like he reminds me of Michael Jordan, right? He's a little more cocky, which I kind of like, but I like Ant. He's a young superstar. I'm a pretty big Timberwolves guy too. Like I'm not like a huge fan of them by any means, but like I really like the Timberwolves. I like Ant. They got Melo now too, which is kind of sorry, not Melo. Never say that again. LaMelo. We all know who the real Melo is, but like they got LaMelo now. Like I think like they could be solid this year. They don't really have that many great bigs. Like Rudy Gobert to me is not that good. They don't really have a great power forward. So Solo A said, yeah, the fact Harden commits to no defense is wild, but he's still a good facilitator and knock down shots. I guess not a rise to the occasion playoff performer consistently enough though. Yeah, playoff performance he's always kind of struggled, but when it comes to him being a good scorer, he's pretty good at it. He's inconsistent, but especially as he's getting older. Playmaking though, he's pretty good at playmaking. Like the dude can pass the ball pretty well. But yeah. So it said, oh, on X Black Fire, I knew he was something Leonard did well or got credit for doing. Yeah, I really did think that he won the All Star MVP though. I'm honestly really surprised that he didn't. Kind of crazy. Let's see. 64 views. Okay. All right. Let's see what we got going. All right. Wow. We are almost 2 hours in already, and it's crazy because, like I was saying earlier, I almost ended stream after like 45 minutes. It's good to see you guys in here, though. I was really hoping to see some of these familiar faces, like, former known as Kali, now Onyx. Good to see you back in here. Ethan, good to see you back. Solo Ace, Troy. It's good to hear from you guys again. Before we get any more chats or any more conversations going, I'm planning on trying to return back to my like 10 p.m. Weekday stream. So Monday night, I'm planning on going live at 10. I know I've been kind of struggling getting like live right at 10. Sometimes it's like 10:30 or 10:15, but if you're looking to see me anytime soon, I'm planning on going live Monday night. If you guys want to join up again, I don't know I also want to hear like what times do you guys like think like obviously come like football season and stuff. I'll probably do a lot of streams after games or maybe just the next day even. And for like Pistons games, I'll probably do a live stream after most of their games, talk about it and stuff like that. But like for the rest of the summer with not much to talk about, obviously it's hard to come up with topics for you guys, but what times do you guys like, especially like weekdays? Because I usually am unavailable on the weekends. I just got nothing to do today. What times would you guys like? Because normally, like I said, I usually do like 10 p.m. weekdays, go to about midnight, maybe a little later, but let me know what times you guys like. Solo A said, yeah, Harden's a solid regular season manager with the ball. His availability is probably his strongest suit nowadays. Yeah, probably. Yeah, he's been pretty good with availability. Ethan said, go Detroit Pistons. Absolutely. Troy said the late night is my favorite. Yeah, I agree. For me, it's like a good, like, I love watching like the late night streams too, or like just videos. Like before I fall asleep, I just sit and watch YouTube for like an hour. Um, but yeah, I like the late nights too. Solo Ace said I got Pistons third seed ceiling optimistically, sixth seed being the worst. I like that. Solo Ace. That's probably where I'm at too. I'd say I could see them fall into like an 8 seed, but like I'd say like ceiling 3 seed, floor 8 seed. Onyx said I'm curious why so late. If you're talking about for me, why I usually stream so late. So normally during the day I'm pretty busy, just with life related stuff, whether it's working on stuff, hanging out with friends, whatever, family, whatever. Like normally during the day, I'm pretty busy, so I usually like once it's like 10 p.m., I'm usually pretty available. So that's usually why I do like 10 p.m. Sometimes I do earlier. I can do earlier if I have nothing to do. I wish I could give you guys like a consistent schedule. Like I was shooting for like Mondays and Fridays at like 10 p.m., but like it's hard for me to like stick to a schedule right now. Once I go back to school though, I'll probably be able to give you guys like an actual like set schedule. Because obviously right now being in the summer, it's just I'm out of my routine and it's hard for me. But comes like probably like September-ish, I'll probably be more consistent. But yeah, I like the late night too. I feel like most of you probably would too, because it's like you're getting ready to go to bed. You can throw some on YouTube, watch something. So that's kind of what I was thinking too. But yeah, let me know what times you guys like. Solo A said shoot maybe seventh and play in, like I said, but I hope, yeah, I could see a seventh seed. I hope not. I do not want to be in the play in. I would say at worst I'd want to see us at like a six seed this year, but even that would be really disappointing. Ethan said Detroit Tigers 15-55 record. Yeah, we did talk about them a little while ago. Tigers are looking good. That game yesterday with Tarek Skubal was nice. I watched that game. I don't get to watch a lot of their games, but Skubal looked good, man. I think he had like 10 strikeouts and he's one away from 1,000 career. And he did announce the other day that he is all in on playing for the Detroit Tigers the rest of the season. And he wants to win a World Series with them. So, and for the Tigers' sake, I think you just honestly might just be time to just keep him. I know a lot of people are probably like trade him, get what you can out of him, but if you want to win this World Series this year, I think you probably want Skubal on your team. He's basically securing you like not a free win in like the playoffs, but like if you have him starting and playing over 7 innings, you're going to all you need to do is have a couple hitters step up and you'll be solid. So Solo A said, yeah, I missed the late night streams. Perfect. Yeah, sorry I've been so inconsistent, guys. I'll try to get back in it. Like I said though, Monday night, I'm planning on going live at 10. And then I honestly like again, I probably can't give you a set schedule yet, but eventually I'll try to be more consistent. But as of right now, really any weekday. I also post a lot on like my YouTube like community posts, and then I also will tell you like in like whatever my latest stream, I usually will tell you guys when my next one will be. But Ethan said Kevin McGonigal, yes sir, stud. But yeah, let me know if you guys have anything else you guys want to talk about. It could be anything related. Some of the topics I've included for you guys, obviously the Tarek Skubal stuff. We had some Jalen Duren contract stuff. We had the Lou Dort trade from like last week. I thought it was dark out. It's getting dark. Some Lions topics, with Jahmyr Gibbs contract extension talks. Some Detroit Tigers talk, obviously. Ranking Jamison Williams as a wide receiver 2 in the NFL. Ranking the Detroit Pistons in the Eastern Conference, which we can talk about that here soon if you guys want. Patty Kane heading to the Blackhawks. He's off the Red Wings now. And then obviously the LeBron stuff, which we got a lot of that. Troy said we should probably trade Skubal if we can get a solid high potential pitcher this year. That's the one thing. If you can get someone that's worth getting, and me and you have talked about this. If we can get someone that's worth getting for Skubal, sure, I'll say trade. But like again, I think I would rather just keep him and give him one last ride with Detroit and just see what we can do. You can get a lot of stuff from him, and if you can get a starting worthy pitcher, and then some other just some other depth in there too, whether it's hitters or whatnot. But like, yeah, I don't know. I don't disagree. Ethan, I agree. Troy said we could get a lot for Skubal after those 12 strikeouts. Yeah, you could probably get. He's probably one of the most valuable players in the league, honestly. Like, yeah, I mean, there's obviously Shohei Ohtani and like guys like that. Even like Skeens is pretty damn valuable, but like when it comes to like Tarek Skubal, man, like he is one of the probably most valuable players. Solo Ace said a killer to me is a guy that can go for 40 plus points, hit tough shots, even when contested, and sink game winning buzzer beaters shots. Would you say Anthony Edwards is a killer? Because to me, I would say he's got to be like between among killers right now in the NBA. You've got Cade, you've got Ant, and I don't know. You could throw Wemby in there maybe. He's a little tall compared to the other guys, but he can definitely go for 40, hit tough shots, even when contested, and sink game-winning buzzer beaters. Ethan said, "I love Jones at Detroit Pistons. He has a good name." If you're talking about Isaac Jones, yeah, he's a very good. He was very good in the G League last year too. Solo Ace said, "Yeah, I heard they are trying to trade Scoop to Atlanta. Really? I did actually. I heard. Yeah, it was between the Atlanta. Obviously, the Dodgers are going to heavily pursue him. I don't know if they'll trade for him though." Solo Ace said, "Yeah, who Atlanta got that's worthy to throw in a Scoop trade that make the Tigers better." Don't ask me. Ask Troy. Troy seems to know. Uh, I'm not the most super good when it comes to like MLB stuff. Like overall team like players and stuff like that. Like I'm not super familiar with I'm obviously familiar with the Tigers, but like for like when it comes to like the Braves, I couldn't tell you who that they would be willing to give up. Troy said we should just get what we can and move on. We're clearly not keeping him long term. No, we're not. I think we can all agree he's not going to be on this team next year. So I guess honestly at this point, if yesterday was his last game as a Detroit Tiger, he went out on a fucking bang. So and we will obviously appreciate what he's done. But if we can get something good out of him, man, just I think you got to do it. I'm all for keeping him though, honestly, dude. Give him one last ride to get us a World Series. Solo A said, "Yep, I think Anthony Edwards is a killer too." Agreed. Some good conversations in here, guys. Thank you for being here. If you haven't yet, make sure to hit that like button, subscribe if you're not already. Getting close to 1,000. And like I did say, my next stream will be Monday night at 10 p.m. If you guys want to join up, I'll come up with some more topics for you guys. We'll probably get some news. I don't know actually. LeBron was really the last like big thing. I don't know how much news we'll get, but I'll come up with some topics for you guys. We'll see. Slovey said, "Okay, shoot, I'm not huge either. I just heard them mention it on ESPN like a day or so ago." Yeah, I heard some reports as well. I'm not like when it comes to like NBA, NFL, I'm pretty familiar with everyone. MLB and NHL, I've been getting more into. Like MLB, I'm definitely like when it comes to the Tigers, very familiar with. But like other MLB teams outside of like ALC, like I don't really know too much. Like player wise, I know which teams are good mostly. Same with the NHL. Like I know which teams are good, but I can't really tell you like every single team's top 3 players or top 5 players. Eden said number 1, Cade, number 2, Scooble, number 3, Goff. Cade Cunningham definitely number 1 in all Detroit sports. Scooble's got to be 2. And yeah, I'll put Goff at 3. I like that list, Ethan. That's a good list. Troy said Braves don't have much. We're better off trading with the Yankees, Dodgers, or Brewers. Yeah, Dodgers would be ideal. Yankees too. Brewers, I heard, is also very likely. I think me and you talked about Brewers. Solo A said, "I hope they make the right move and don't let him leave for nothing." Yeah, you've got to get something really good in return if you're going to trade probably the best pitcher in the MLB. No doubt. Troy said if Michael Itch was alive, he'd pay Scuba whatever he wanted to keep him there. Well, sadly, we don't have that kind of an owner anymore. Sadly, we're not the LA Dodgers, right? Solo Ace said that's what I'm saying. Solo Ace also said if it was up to me, I'd do whatever it takes to keep a future legend like Scooble. Me too. I get you don't want to have to pay an insane amount of money because MLB money is pretty crazy when it comes to pitchers, but like to me, Scooble's proven himself in Detroit. He's already became like a Detroit legend. The way that he's basically been the centerpiece of us making the playoffs the last couple of years. I really want to see him in Detroit, but I just don't know if it'll happen. I doubt. Like, could he stay there? Could the Tigers keep him the rest of the season? Yes. Will he be on this team next year? I don't think so. Even said 97.1 ticket said that. Wow, I didn't know that. I like that though. Solo A said same thing across all our Detroit sports. Yeah, what is it with Detroit sports and being the cheapest? Like, can't go trade for anyone big, can't go make a big move in the offseason to improve the team. Like, it's so bad. Like when it comes to the Pistons, when it comes to the Lions, Tigers, Red Wings, it's been so bad. Like Detroit sports have it rough, man. We can't win anything when you don't go and do shit. Solo A said we got to overpay to keep motherfuckers here, and they can't afford to fill out competitive rosters. Yep. We've had some bad GMs run through Detroit. I'll say that. I mean, I would never say Eiserman was a bad GM. Detroit Lions have had a lot of bad ones. Obviously, Brad Holmes is one of the probably best we've ever had. Obviously, I have a lot of faith in Brad, but his free agency work needs to get a little bit more involved, trade wise too. His drafting's amazing, but his off season stuff when it comes to like free agency and trades, he needs to lock in. Onyx said it's not even a sports thing. The entire country hates Detroit. Yeah, it kind of does feel like that. We've had some really good teams, man. Like Detroit sports have been so up since what 2023, 2024. Like, dude, we've been really going up. Like Pistons went from the worst team in the league to number one seed in the East this year. You had the Lions finally in the playoffs. I know they didn't make it this past year, but like conference championship 2 years ago, number one seed last year. You had the Tigers making the playoffs, winning around, and for the Red Wings, I mean, the last 2-3 years they've been right in it for the Stanley Cup, make an appearance, but they just cannot. They just cannot get it done. And in college sports too, you look at University of Michigan. I mean, as a Michigan State fan, that shit's fucking sad for me. But like, University of Michigan's got 2 national championships, and one in football, one in basketball. Almost did it in hockey. And I mean, as a Michigan State fan, we got a good hockey team, good basketball team, football team. We'll see. Soloway said, "Wish we had the Dodgers, Yankees, Lakers bread." Yeah, imagine having Dodgers, especially. Dodgers is ridiculous. Yankees too, obviously. They're like the same. But yeah, let me know what else you guys want to talk about. I'll probably go for another. I do need to eat soon. I have not ate in a few hours. I'm starving. So I was gonna go to like 8:30. If you guys want to go a little longer, I'm down with that. But let me know if you guys got anything left you guys want to talk about. Otherwise, if you got anything you want to talk about Monday night as well, let me know. Like I said, Monday night, 10 p.m. Solo A said, wish, or I already read that. Ethan said, number one, Detroit Lions, 2, Pistons, 3, Tigers, 4, Red Wings in 2027. Yes, I think the Lions will be a lot better this year. I had them making the playoffs. I have them being a Super Bowl contender, but I don't know if they'll win it this year. Honestly, NFL wise, there's not really like the Seahawks. I don't think are going to be that as good as what they were. Like honestly, I think NFL wise this year, Lions are going to be up there, like top 3, top 5 again. I think they'll be competing for a Super Bowl this year. I think they won it. Pistons will probably fall down a little bit just because the Eastern Conference got so good. But yeah, they'll still be good. Tigers will be 3, Red Wings 4. I like that. Solo A said crazy Michigan collegiate programs getting it done. Which of our pro teams is going to take the next big step? I mean, honestly, I'll say the Lions just because, I mean, I know they've already taken a big step, but like, if you want to talk about for like these coming seasons, I don't think the Tigers are going to be, unless they get something really good out of Scooble. You know, if they just keep Scooble, let them go, they're not going to be as good next year, obviously. But if they can trade him, get something good, they'll be good. When it comes to the Pistons, they're going to take a bit of a step back this year, just because not because they got worse, I don't think, but just because the Eastern Conference got a lot better, and they'll probably only win, maybe 50. I'd say like 54 games is probably my prediction right now, 54. And then when it comes to the Red Wings, they're probably going in a rebuild, honestly, which is sad to say, but like with Eisenman going, Larkin requesting a trade, Patty Kane gone, like they're going to probably try and rebuild. I don't think they're going to be very good. And then when it comes to the Lions, they're going to probably be a lot better this year compared to last year. They were 9-8 last year, last in their division. Like no doubt they're going to probably improve this year with an easier schedule. Um, did they upgrade their roster? I wouldn't say so. Their secondary is still not great. Defensive end wise, eh. But like overall, like I think offensive line we upgraded, and defensively I think we'll be a little more, little better, especially with Kelvin Shepard in his second season, and then uh, also just having like healthy. If we can just stay healthy, that's the main for the Detroit Lions. If they stay healthy, they can win it all. That's been the same thing with that the last 3 years. They'll be good. But yeah, and then for Troy, he said at least Michigan football and basketball can carry our sports. Yeah. And then Troy also said go blue. Yeah, I'm not gonna say go blue, but you know what? I obviously have respect to the team down the road because they've been getting it done more than what we can. So can't disrespect that. Um, my family's actually in it. My family's in Ann Arbor right now at Michigan Stadium for that like Morgan Wallen concert. Um, I'm staying home obviously to watch my dog, and I don't really listen to like a ton of country music, but definitely like I for me country music's good for certain occasions. Like if I'm out camping, fishing, even just like hanging out with like some friends or something like that, I'll listen to country music. And like I know Morgan Wallen isn't even really like he's not really country music. He's kind of like pop almost, but like still like country themed, I guess. But yeah, they're in Ann Arbor for that right now. Um, at the big house. Solo A said, "Okay, come back Monday. Get your food and energy, man. Appreciate you, man. I've been on here for over 2 hours already. It's kind of crazy. I wasn't expecting it to go this long, but I love doing the longer streams. Um, but yeah, if you guys got anything else to talk about though, let me know. I will stay on here another 10 minutes or so if you guys want. But Ethan said, "What do you think?" I want to say Detroit Pistons number two or number one if it's cool. Yeah, I'd say at least two, maybe one. Troy said, "I'm nervous about the Lions staying healthy. Seems like Campbell's philosophy of pads in practice and hard hitting practice has came to bite us with all these injuries." Yeah, that's what I've been saying, and it sounds like Troy. It sounds like they might be stepping it back this year. They don't have any joint practices this year, which I was really happy about. I love obviously having that intensity, like that's that grit mentality. But like honestly, they might take it a little too far, and that's kind of what uh, gets the Lions in injury trouble. I agree. Injuries is the one thing that's been preventing us from being good. It's the one thing. The talent's there, the coaching's there. I think Dan Campbell's a good coach. Um, but yeah, I don't know. We'll see. I'm nervous about the Lions too, like staying healthy. We have a lot of injury prone players too. That's the other thing. And I'm just worried we're gonna lose someone like Gibbs or JMO or Amon Ra this year, and then we're just fucked. Troy also said Morgan Wallen's great. Yeah, I mean, I wouldn't say I'm like a huge fan of him. Like I don't know every one of his songs, but like yeah, I definitely will listen to him. He's solid. Solo Bass said country music's all right. Yeah, to me, country music's more of like like I said, like a time and place. But yeah, Morgan Wallen would probably be like top of my list for like country artists if you'd consider him one, which I did. I do. But yeah, I like Morgan Wallen. He's got some good catchy and like vibe songs. I like it. Solid. Solo A said that turf at Ford Field is not good for our players. It's horrible for our players, actually. Turf fields are the worst thing that have ever been added to sports. It's so funny too. I seen this post the other day. I want to see if I can find it. It was like, so like the whole World Cup stuff that was going on. Like they were bringing the grass fields in for them because they don't play on turf. Um, it was like saying how like because it was here in the U.S. It was saying like all the NFL stadiums ripping out the grass so that way we can get our turf fields back in to tear all of our star players ACLs. Um, yeah, the turf at Ford Field is probably one of the main things that is causing some of these injuries. It's just even as like an athlete growing up, I hated playing on turf. I hated it. I love grass. It's so much like when you fall, it's so much feels so much better. It's way better on your legs and your tendons. It's better. I'm a huge advocate for banning turf fields. I think it's one of the leading causes of injuries in the NFL. Eden said, "Yeah, Michigan basketball was the first championship, and then Michigan looks like Detroit. Yeah, Michigan's been carrying sports for Michigan, like for Michigan sports in general." Troy said, "I just played on turf baseball field yesterday. Nice. Um, I is turf baseball field like? Do you play like outfield? I'm guessing if you're playing on the turf, or do you what position you play in?" And how do you like it? I feel like for baseball, it's not as because first of all, if you're running the bases, you got the dirt, but like for like the actual turf, it's probably not as bad for baseball because you're not like really like I don't know. You're still running though and like taking off and like I don't know. What are your thoughts, Troy? So A said, and why don't we play to our cold advantage being in the brutal low temps in the NFC North like Green Bay and Buffalo? Yeah, like again, as a fan, Solo Ace, I don't mind the indoor stadiums, but like yes, like even Chicago too. Like the Detroit Lions struggle in outdoor stadiums. Like honestly, last year it wasn't as bad, but like growing up, it was always like, oh, Lions are playing in an outdoor stadium, we're fucked. Oh, Lions got to go play in Lambeau Field for their last game of the year. Yep, they're losing. Um, I think our grit has been a little bit better to help us with the cold weather, but yeah, I agree. Nice, Ethan. Hell yeah. Troy said no, he plays infielder, uh, better as an infielder because there's no bad hops. Yes, for sure. Yeah, you're not like having to jump over the fence to grab shit. Yeah, I agree. I don't know. I do not like turf. I grew up playing on it. Like when I played varsity, I played lacrosse a lot. I played football. Those were the main like field sport. I played basketball too, but like for the main part, like I hated turf fields. It just hurts to run on sometimes too. And when you fall, it is actually painful. So I said right in Chicago, yeah. Like those are the three teams that use that cold weather to their advantage, and it works. It's called home field advantage, right? But I don't know. I don't mind the indoor stadium as a fan. I will take it. I just think that like we need to get rid of the turf. And I don't know. I get you can't really have turf or grass in an indoor stadium, but maybe add like I don't know. Maybe they could just redo the ceiling, add like some light coming in or some natural light so we can get some grass. I just do not think the turf is good for our players. I really don't. Troy said I think Lions should get at least 9 wins this year. I'm gonna go at minimum 9, Troy. I would say that's gonna be like my floor for them because I mean they got 9 last year. They should get 9 this year. Unless again, if the big injury happens, they could win 7, they could win 5, they could win 3. Who like 4, 3? Who knows? But like personally, Lions stay relatively healthy and everything goes as planned. I think the Lions should probably be I would say 11-6, 12-5. My prediction right now is probably 12-5. I think we'll probably drop 2, maybe 3 in the division, and then probably drop 2 or 3 non-divisional games. Like we'll probably lose to Buffalo. Um, probably lose to I don't. I mean, we could win any game. We could beat any of the teams that are scheduled, but like we'll probably lose to like maybe Buffalo, New England, maybe Carolina. We could even lose to like the New York Giants. They could be solid by the end of the year, and then for the NFC North, like the Bears are still going to be pretty good. They might take a little step back. I mean, they won 11 games last year. They'll probably win about that this year. Packers, I think, will just be kind of the mid-tier team they have been. And then the Vikings will probably just be like kind of like the mid-tier team as well. They'll probably win like 8 games. Um, Ethan said, "Yeah, I want to do baseball or basketball." Um, yeah, you got to be like 18 for like MLB to go. Like, you got to be young. Like, some of these guys are like in high school getting drafted. But yeah, NBA, yeah, you got to be around that. Chicago or Onyx said Chicago Bulls will also be a sleeper team to watch out for. Yeah, them. I would say the Wizards are probably my number one sleeper team in the NBA, and then the I can change this to we'll go to like Duran. Uh, I would say yeah, I'd say Washington and then Chicago, and then I don't know who's my probably the Jazz maybe. What do you guys think about the Jazz? I think they got a solid roster next year. Uh, Solo A said, yeah, what are Detroit and Minnesota doing? No idea. Guys still looking out for the fans. Troy said, I don't know why we wasted a pick on Hendon Hooker when we had a QB. Okay, I'll be honest, Troy. I liked the Hendon Hooker pick. What they were trying to do is they were A, looking for a future replacement for Goff. B, they were trying to get a backup. It was a third round pick, which again, I don't know if you want to get a backup QB in the third round, but if you're looking for a golf replacement, I also loved Hooker in college. But yeah, looking back, that was a really bad pick. That was a waste of a pick. I just didn't really know if he'd translate in the NFL. You look at like Tennessee's offense that year, he was throwing to Jalen Hyatt and Cedric Tillman, and they were two really good receivers, and he would just bomb it downfield. He had a good arm on him, but again, he just wasn't going to translate in the NFL. Ethan said, "I'm too late to go to the NBA. I'm already 22, but I can't go to the NBA." I mean, if you're 22, you could still try out. I mean, there's players in the NBA that have like not made it onto an actual roster until they're past like 25. So you never know. Solo Ace retracted it. Never mind. Troy said, "Ethan, you can still make it to the NBA." Yep, I agree. You got it, Ethan. Ethan, do you play in any like leagues right now? Like any men's leagues or any like do you play for any teams right now? Ethan said I want to be in the NBA, but I don't want to get drafted. But yeah, you probably won't be able to get drafted at 22, but you get signed. Detroit Pistons, if you're listening to this, give my boy Ethan, give him a two-way contract right now. I don't know if we have any left, but give him a shot on the G League team. Uh-oh. I think my dog wants outside. All right. I'll be right back and then we'll finish this up here in the next few minutes. You guys have got some good stuff going. Um Give me like 20 seconds. I'm gonna go let my dog out. But if you guys got anything left to say, I'll say this final call for messages for chats. I'll go through when I come back down. I'll go through the last messages and we'll be back on Monday night. I'll be right back though. My dog's whining. All right. What we got? Oh yeah, we got some Ethan NBA talk here. Onyx said, "What's your measurements, Ethan?" Yeah, we got to know those measurements. Troy said, "Ethan, go to the Pistons. Katie's number two option." Yes, Cade needs Ethan. If you know how to score the ball from all three levels and can defend decently well, you got to get in there, man. Cade needs a number two. He needs a wingman. You can't take a rebound. It's all right. We don't need any rebounders as long as Duran's there. If you can shoot the ball and score from anywhere, then honestly, put him in, coach. But yeah, appreciate y'all for being here though. We got not a bad stream, man. That was a great stream. We got a lot of good chats. Holy crap, that was one of the most active streams we've had in a while. Thank you to the how many we got here? We got 4 or 5 here. I don't think Andrew's in here anymore. Solo Ace, obviously. I don't know why I haven't modded you yet. Let me get you in there. Um, Solo Ace, Troy, thank you guys. Onyx, as always, good to see you back. Ethan, good to see you back in here as well. Hoping Monday to get some other familiar faces in here and maybe some new ones too. Um, but yeah, appreciate you guys being in here. If you guys got any last words, let me know. Otherwise, I'm gonna get on out of here. I got some leftover Olive Garden waiting upstairs for me. Troy said, "Do you game?" I do a little bit, Troy. Um, what games do you play? Honestly, for me, I've been like I don't really have anything that I've been grinding. I've been trying to play. I don't know if you ever played Rocket League, dude. I've been trying to get good at that game for like a couple months now, and I'm terrible at it. But I've been trying to with I've been playing that. I mean, Fortnite's kind of out of date now, but like I'll hop on that here and there with some buddies. I don't have any of the new like Call of Duties or anything right now, but like um, I don't know. What games do you play, Troy? Onyx said hit the like button, guys. Yes, sir. Onyx said later. Hey, if you're headed out, Onyx, man, you have a great night. Hope to see you guys Monday night at 10 p.m. If you guys are headed out. But Onyx, thanks for being here, man. It's great to hear from you, and thank you for. Yep, we got another like. That's because of you, Onyx. Thank you. Solo A said I'd take Zach Levine if he wasn't owed all that money in his current contract. Levine would be a nice option to have next to Cade, I think. Solid scorer. I'd probably take DeMar DeRozan over him, honestly, but like Levine wouldn't be a terrible option for the Pistons to add. Ethan said, "I'm a good. Oh, you're a good rebounder, and you don't do threes. You can do twos though." Okay, okay, okay. Ethan, next time you're in here, we're gonna definitely discuss this, man. We gotta see. Did Onyx just say Arc? Oh my God! Wait, Onyx, are you talking about like Arc Survival of like Evolved or Ascended? Bro, ain't no way. If Onyx, if you're still in here, bro, I did not expect anyone else to like even like play that game anymore. Me and my cousin play that game all the time, bro. Unless you're talking about like Arc Raiders, but Arc Survival Evolved, bro. I don't have Ascended right now, but like I'm getting it very soon. Uh, what else we got? Solo A said yes sir. Peace out. I'm Garbo at Rock League myself, dude. I'm literally so close to getting to platinum and ones. I've been playing so much ranked ones. I'm gold 3 right now. Oh, no fucking way, Onyx, dude. You are a goat for that. Like that just proves it even more. Uh, are you playing on like official servers, Onyx? I play on like a private with me and my cousin. We just play like both of us. It's pretty fun, man. We're trying to get through all the story mode maps right now. We're on Gen 2, Genesis 2, so we're almost done. Um, with like the story mode, but we just started it a few days ago. But we've been playing Ark for like over a year now. I mean, I've been playing it since like 2020, but we got back in the grind this past year. So like I said, I still play PUBG on Xbox and sometimes 2K. 2K is a good one. I don't have the newest 2K. I have some of the older ones, but um, I probably will get like the next one that comes out because I haven't bought it in a while. Um, PUBG, that's cool, man. PUBG's old and 2K is falling off for real, honestly. Yeah, it sadly is. PUBG's lit though, man. PUBG has a lot of cheaters. It does. That's kind of why I stopped playing was when the cheaters started invading. 2K26, yeah. Ethan said I was playing basketball. I was really good. Yeah, I feel you, Ethan. Uh, Onyx said unofficial. Same here. I'm on the volcano trying to get a magma star. There's no way that's bro. Are you playing Genesis 1 right now? Bro, Onyx, that is crazy. Are you on Ascended and are you on like PC or what are you on? I play on PS5, so I'm still on Ark Survival Evolved because I just didn't buy the Ascended when it came out. But for once we beat this Genesis 2, where me and my cousin are planning on getting the new one, the newer one. Respect though, dude. You getting the Magma Star egg? We literally just got our first Magma Star because when we beat Genesis 1, you're playing Ascended on PC, nice. We got a Magma Star, what was it, like just over a week ago now? Shit's scary in that cave, man. Be careful in there. Watch out. Solo A said I play solo player story games still. I got that new 007 and Resident Evil. Ooh, Resident Evil, nice. I've never played Resident Evil, but I watched that shit on YouTube all the time. But yeah. Damn, bro. Love to see it. But yeah. That's great. Onyx, I'm about to hop on too, bro. I'm trying to tame what are we trying to tame later? We got some text riders. What was the shit how we were gonna tame later? Oh, the I don't know if you know what like the Maywings are, dude. Like the freaking like flying squirrels, but yeah, respect, bro. If you're on Genesis right now, bro, are you on Genesis or what are you on right now? What map? I think you said. Same here. I'm in the volcano trying to. Oh, so I'm guessing that's Genesis 1. Hell yeah, man. A lot of people don't like Genesis. I personally thought it was all right. I hate how hard it is. It's so hard. Hell yeah, Ethan. But yeah, I guess me and Onyx gonna have to chat it up about some Arc more. And for solo ace, man, respect, respect. You got some of those like solo ace that I played Arc Raiders. Yeah, that is Arc Raiders. I actually think my roommate is like an absolute demon at that shit too. It is a good shooter game, yeah. Yeah, Onyx, I'm on Genesis 2 right now. We just beat Genesis 1 like not even a week ago. I think it might have been last Friday actually. Um do you got like what's your like tribe looking like? Do you got like a big tribe or are you just playing by yourself? Yeah, Arc Raiders is pretty fun too, solo ace. I like that. I know. I used to be like obviously growing up, I was a huge like Fortnite kid. Like obviously, I used to be so good at that shit. Um, and then I stopped. But playing solo, hell yeah, dude. Solo on Genesis One has got to be absolutely terrifying. Like, bro, I can't even imagine. Where's your base at? You building like a base in like we built ours in like the ocean. Yeah, I mean, I only play with one other person, like my cousin, and he's all right. Um, but yeah, it's pretty Genesis One's pretty hard. But yeah, we just got on Genesis Two. We already beat like the all the other story mode maps like Extinction, Aberration, Scorched Earth, Island. But yeah, dude, respect. I'm gonna have to ask you how you're doing on that shit, man. That's just like the thing with Ark is like you. That's a game you gotta set aside like 3 hours and just grind, man. Like you can't just play for like half an hour. Like Rocket League, I'll hop on for half an hour, get a couple games in, and I'll get off. But like for Ark, like that's a game you have to grind, man. You got ocean base and a base in the volcano. Yeah, nice, dude. Shit, I guess I don't know. I'll have to ask you how you're doing. We'll have to chat it up about that a little more. But yeah, solo ace. I got homies that play Ark Survival. Fuck yeah, dude. Respect to the Ark Survival Evolved fans, man. It's crazy because me and my cousin are always like, bro, like no one plays this game that we know. Like, and then like the fact that literally Onyx said like Ark is timeless. Like, dude, that is exactly what I've been saying. I think that game is so like a nostalgic and b like it just never gets old to me. I did get a little sick of it in like the early summer, and I kind of stopped for a little bit, but like it comes right back. It's a fun game. Oh, Solo Ace said Rust, dude. I personally have not played Rust, but my cousin that's it's kind of a similar game to Ark. It's kind of like Ark just without the dinosaurs. That's another that's another game, Solo Ace, that you gotta like set aside like 6 hours for. Atlas, these folks I know love that game Rust. Yeah, hell yeah. But yeah, Onyx said, yeah, it will take you almost a year to go through this freaking game. Yeah. Yeah, we're almost done with the story mode. It's pretty sick. Yeah, I used to play solo too. Obviously, like yeah, it's fun to play with another person, but playing solo is pretty like it's just chill. It's just a fun game. It's just hard, but yeah, fuck yeah though. That's sick. Um, yeah, it'll take almost a year to go. Yeah, Ethan said, yeah, I'll get like 3 year deal. No, thank you. 2 year deal, maybe. Onyx said Rust is for psychopaths. Genuinely, that's what I say. People that play Rust, like again, you've got to put in so much time in that, and like you'll wake up and like your entire base is just gone. Solo A said, crafting and building, motherfuckers will raid your shit on Rust. I feel like you gotta have people running shifts to keep your loot maintained. Yeah, you have to literally have someone that lives in like another country that can stay on overnight while you're sleeping. Like that, I'm not even kidding. That's how bad it is. I don't know how people play that. It is literally for psychopaths. Like for Ark, like yeah, so there's kind of like a mode that's like PvP for Ark. Like if you're playing on like official servers, yeah, like that. There's like that kind of people too. But like for me, like I just like playing like player versus environment. Like I'm just trying to deal with the dinosaurs, dude. I'm not trying to deal with the fucking people. Yep. Solo Ace agrees with Onyx. 100% for psychopaths. Yeah, Ark can just be like Ark Survival Evolved can just be like a chill little sandbox game. Like, it's just chilling, beating bosses and shit. or you can take it more serious too. But it's a fun game. I'm about to hop on that probably in like 30 minutes. I might go outside for a bit. Need to go touch some grass. You know what I mean? Onyx said the whole game about Rust is to ruin everyone else's life. Literally, dude. Yeah, my cousin said he played that for like I think he only played for like a week, and he literally was like, yeah, like I was in like this, I don't know if they're called tribes or what, but he's like, yeah, I was in this tribe and we had a nice base going, and like we were literally like they were literally pleading for people to not take their stuff, and then they got ruined. Ooh, Troy said I play, but don't have much time to game anymore. You play Warzone? Nice. Warzone's lit, dude. I haven't hopped on it, but man, Warzone is probably the best out of those games. Uh, COD, but like you said, you're excited for GTA 6, dude. What do we think about GTA 6, guys? Last thing before I go. I know I said I was gonna go like 15 minutes ago. I gotta go eat. But GTA 6 coming out day after my birthday. What do we think? You guys excited? You guys gonna play that shit or what? I'm very excited for GTA 6. That I will probably have to set aside like a full week when I'm like in college taking classes and shit. I'm probably just gonna have to set aside a week and just like grind that shit for like a week. I'm excited. I hope it lives up to the expectation. I mean, it looks like it probably will. Um, I never really got to play GTA 5 that much growing up. Um, I did a little bit, obviously, like in like high school, but even middle school a little bit. But yeah, I'm excited. But yeah, Onyx, I'll have to ask you about how you're doing on your arc progress next time we chat. Let you know what we're up to as well. But yeah, have fun with that. Good luck. And then Troy said, generational game. Yes, sir. Solo A said, hoping GTA 6 has got what it takes, Troy. Yup. Onyx said, I can't wait to get it, bro. Got my hands full with Rust. GTA will be insane. Yeah, GTA is literally going to be, again, like, I'm probably going to take a week off and just, like, grind that. I'm very excited for that. Onyx said I meant Arc. That's what I thought you meant. Yeah, I'll probably take a little bit off. Like, I'm hoping to beat all the maps by the time GTA 6 comes out. I probably won't, though. It's in, like, what, 3, 4 months. Um, but I'll probably, like, take a break for a couple weeks and then balance it out after. But yeah, dude, Arc is just too hard to, like, put down. It's so much fun. Glad you're enjoying it, though, Onyx. Let me know. Let me know the progress you make next time next time I see you. But yeah, GTA 6 is gonna be sick, dude. I'm excited. Honestly, maybe I'll stream some GTA 6 when it comes out. Maybe we'll do some of that. Put the sports aside for a night. I think they said that only like the story mode comes out though, right? And then like a couple months later, it should be the online mode too. Uh, yeah, I cannot wait. Solo A said, "Oh, you're playing Rust." No, he's talking to Onyx. No, he said he meant he meant Arc. Rust. We've already established Rust is for psychopaths, right? He said, "Oh, never mind." Yep. But yeah, hey, great chat though, guys. We'll be back on Monday night, 10 p.m. Uh, Not too sadistic for me. Hell yeah. For any of you in here, though, we do have 8 of you guys. Thank you for watching so much. If you guys missed anything, you want to go back and watch, we had a lot of good topics, conversations we covered. Make sure if you want to try and help me out, hit that like button. And please do hit that subscribe button if you want to help me out a ton because I'm very close to 1,000 subscribers. And Monday night, I will be back 10 p.m. We'll get some chats going. So if you guys want to get in here and get involved with some of these chats, or with some of these conversations, then make sure to join up on Monday night. But yeah, sorry to those of you who probably just joined, and I do need to go eat though. I am starving right now. I've been on here for like 2.5 hours now. So thank you guys so much though. Great stream. Solo Ace, that's a great idea. Yeah, I'll probably do a couple GTA 6 streams when it comes out. Why not? I think that'd be fun. I've always wanted to do like gaming streams too. That'd be so sick. Solo Ace said I think so, yeah. But yeah, thank you guys for joining up again. Make sure to hit that like button and then also please do, if you want to help me out, if you're feeling up to it, please hit that subscribe button. I'm gonna go get my leftover Olive Garden that I have yet to eat. Ethan said Detroit basketball. Hell yeah, Ethan. Thanks for being in here, man. I'll see you soon. Solo A said story first, then online. Yes, sir. We will. Story mode, I'm actually really excited for. It looked from the trailer, it looked really good. So the online mode is gonna be a bunch of like probably cheaters again. We'll we'll see. But yeah, thank you guys so much for being in here. This was a fun one. And if you guys have anything else you guys want to say while I'm not streaming, like maybe later tonight, tomorrow, if you guys want to talk to me, honestly, I mean, I could always give you guys my Instagram if you guys want to DM me, but honestly, just leave a comment on like my latest video, my latest live, whatever, and I'll respond. I respond to every comment, every chat. So if you guys want to contact me, reach out to me, feel free. But yeah, Onyx said, see you guys Monday at 10 p.m. Hope to see you guys there. 10 p.m. on Monday night. We'll have some good topics to run through with you guys. And maybe we'll get some debates going in there too about something sports related. We'll see. But thank you guys so much for being here. I will see you guys again Monday night, 10 p.m. Hit that like button, subscribe if you feel like it. And great stream, guys. I'll see you guys soon. Have a good night and peace.